remember when President Obama visited Ghana, he advocated that what perhaps we needed was good institutions. Roundly, I may say yes, but then institutions not filled by good people may not be good institutions. So if we would balance the institutions in ways where there would be checks on each other, then I tell you, the people who would come to occupy positions within the institutions would tend to be people of merit.
Right.
And so when we work it like that, then very likely you'd see, say, the executive would be populated and the general public sector would tend to be populated by people of merit. So the economy would be perhaps better managed. The public, general public, would come to be nurtured, say through good media, through the second chamber, for instance, that I proposed that would operate. The advice that the general public would come by. The judiciary would be alert when they pronounce through due processes of law and say they pronounce on the Constitution. The pronouncement would be quality. And when we work like that, the citizenry at large would come to be imbued with the confidence and trust in the objectivity of democracy, which should enshrine the individual's dignity and strength to try to be there, not because of, say, just the bread he or she will be served with, as the dignity of themselves as human individuals entitled to respect. We don't tend to live in a perfect world. And for as long as there's hardly perfection, we should always try to at least, if you like, tinker with the governance mechanisms to try to get more efficient, more wholesome, if you like, mechanisms to, and for me, they should all come together to uphold the dignity of the human.
Right.
It's humanity. It should be central to everything. And for as long as you see defects here and there, injustices, and that, we should keep on tinkering to improve the machinery. With the, look, we are into the era of science and technology. Science keeps on research and refining things. The people who tend to be so bright, so not all of them would use their brilliance for fair and good purposes. Sophistication is really deepening, if you like, corrupt practices. People would steal, murder, and then try to get away with their smartness. But that wouldn't be tolerance. But the tolerance is, to me, I would use the word resignation, where people try and they can't get a way around unacceptable situations, they tend to resign. I wouldn't call such resignation tolerance. So the challenge is for society to keep on with the probing and searching for ways and means to catch out the oversmart, operator. And so corruption, yes. But I would also say that, given our situation, I've thought of corruption, and I identified two major sources of it. One is the poor remuneration system that our society somehow seems to fight shy in tackling. The pay system is really not good. go to, say, a ministry of government, where a director, highly trained director, who served for, say, 10, 20 years in current times, monthly take-home pay net might not be even beyond 30,000 Ghana cedis, given the inflationary situations we are in the course. And such a director, perhaps a family with wife, with 4 children or so, the director would naturally want the children to have some of the best education. He would want to live decently, have a decent home, not exaggerated or extravagant. Would want a car. He's a social person, so naturally want to also bear the social responsibilities in our traditions, extended families, and all that sort of. 30,000 Ghana cedis, taking care of all. So that's not quite realistic. So what happens to him? And is this director who knows the institutional history and works the licensing of, say, the private sector who want to go into, say, mining, the import trade, and so forth? He should the licenses for.
Yeah.
And so, what happens? What happens to a man like that is that he practices red tapeism. Bureaucracy, that word sounds big, but the main thing is it's a big source of corruption. And how do they do it? You apply for a license, something that shouldn't take, say, 1 week to issue. You'll be lucky to get it in, say, 3-4 months. So the desperate applicant will then think there's something the person needs, and before you know, they talk of brown envelopes. Before you know, he'll go, and then when people are not looking, he'll pass the brown envelope. The director, because he wants to top up on his poor pay, will take. And this thing has become so pervasive. You look at our police system, a whole police officer, I don't know, but I don't think, say, superintendents and they get take-home pays of beyond 5,000 Ghana cedis a month.
Yeah.
And these are people who are sort of upholding law and order in our systems. So again, they would also go and practice top-up, go to the courts, lawyers, politicians, even academics. So corruption is so pervasive in the system, and I trace the whole thing largely to
remuneration,
not realistic. And then the other thing is, if we take our country, Ghana, we are blessed. Let me quote what a famous politician, we sit on gold and yet we are poor. Now everybody's complaining about galamsey. How come galamsey? Poisoning our water courses and all. The private sector is not in a way empowered by the entire system. I wouldn't blame just the government. It's like it seems the society suffers from, is it petty jealousies and things like that. We do not allow the private sector to develop and mature. So anybody who can create it, who will take the risk, and they say get something done, they want licenses. It takes donkey ages before they get the licenses. It seems the system would prefer some foreigner, some Lebanese or Indian business person coming to take to a Ghanaian counterpart getting it. Because Ghanaian counterpart getting it perhaps becomes suspect. Say, perhaps people in politics might think this guy, he gets so much money that he might threaten the politics of the land.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't do it. And so we do not grow the wealth. wealth they create, the wealth that we must create, because we've got all the basics, the factors are here. Natural resources abound, good land, fertile land, the water courses, and all these assets should be developed to create the wealth which would then support governance to the benefit of the entire community inclusively. Because we do not promote the private sector the way we should, and because where wages are not good, these two factors combined, I believe, render our system like corrupt, pervasively corrupt. And so we should rethink. And people tend to cite the late Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore.
Yes.
You know how he did Singapore. They thought through their problems. They do not have even a fraction of the natural wealth that our land possesses. But then they thought through and they found that they could generate wealth to the point where these days you can't talk development around the world without talking Singapore. How did they do it? Their leader, Lee Kuan Yew, at a point used the collective intelligence of his people, including the private sector, and he paid the ministers and public sector workers with whom he fashioned the policies to free the system to generate the wealth. And the justification was, he told the world that the people with whom he thought to create a prosperous society were as good as the corporate wealth managers. You know, like say Unilever and their managers, the sort of salaries they get. The president of Ghana will look like a pauper by then if we are really being sincere. And this man said, the people I've used to fashion these policies benefiting the land. They are as good as the people in the corporate world getting all the fat salary. So they must be paid like the people in the corporate world. So his ministers, and they are all well so paid. The only condition is when you choose to be in the public sector, to be well paid, and you allow yourself to be tempted into red tapeism and corruption, and they catch you.
Yeah.
It's some of the worst punishments that would be visited on you.
Okay, we are in Sumemo Akwabapa at the TVSYZ. We are also live on Power 97.9 FM. Inside Politics, and here to us, Eddie Amamo, Ewo Fidia Mono, na fi and Sama Hodoa, Echegu, Mine Ghana ha, Quine Yin Bitima Faso Church, Yagini, Atwa, Yagini, na, or Mine Ghana, Timia Fan and Tuma Pebi, no what dear fra, and Intina Bibia, Side Media, Yashe, na ye de Ebabesum, Wabra, ya Pempeni Foa. One more being and all my quadari was sensing me no metimi abebo anentiase aye juma me me producer Mr. Kevin Asante okwa MCR Mr. Rav Jampo Mr. Peter Cranton na fe yima no neti one more and the MCR wa ebomodin ehwe se TV ni so ebe fefefe wo require de dwumadi eba ofie wo kam ba bibiara waje bre na wo hwe bia na se wutie e wo Power 7.9 FM lizi na ye me make up amanim afefefa sabre media ti hanmo a medidi dwuma wi e de amamo oba eye studio inside ha Elvis afi eye Kofi Abrantie ana Kofi Asante yes ana Prince Ofosu wo mo na gina eye camera na chi na afi wo mo hwe se wo mo so betwa e de amawo na wani atimi age hu ye prabusia Nyagasa midi jumedi hu chiame midi di N.K Obrempong the grassroots president to kwap Mike Ania so metina se ya na wo so hu se ye no kre ye sadi asem ne tie no sa pepepe ane ye de ba ne ye de ababesomo na ye nyina ya boa no man no afa ne ntoma pa bi e de efra ye se ene ye nkomodie na se a Yebesha said they free. The Deputy Minister for Finance, Honorable Thomas N.K Obrempong, and ne Wamashebedrim Wakwako ye presented reporter say so many ministries ewo mangana mo and they are many they say aban amo musika se womu feni womu numedi ahodo bia womu di ewo ministries wo ti yemko Mashebedrim na afi yemko hwe time wana Honorable Thomas N.K Obrempong wono edi sensem wi to the Mashebedrim ye hwe mane ento adwumadi ne so.
These cases illustrate a disturbing pattern of fraud designed to deprive the people of Ghana hundreds of millions of cedis of public funds. Recycling of already paid IPCs and invoices. Mr. Speaker, claims amounting to 4.4 billion Ghana cedis, which had already been paid between 2020 and 2024, were fraudulently resubmitted for payment. These recycled claims originated from the following MDAs. Ministry of Roads and Highways, 3.6 billion Ghana cedis. Ministry of Health, 384.8 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Energy, 216.7 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Food and Agriculture, 57 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Defense, 40.9 million Ghana cedis. Independent Power Producers, 36.4 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Finance, 26.4 million Ghana cedis. And Ministry of Interior, 3.1 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, but for our vigilance, the Ghanaian taxpayer would have lost a colossal 4.4 billion Ghana cedis in these recycled claims. Right, Honorable Speaker. One eye-opening finding of this audit was that MDAs did not have sufficient records of what they had contracted, what they had paid, and what was outstanding. Shockingly, government of Ghana was at the mercy of contractors and suppliers to determine how much is owed to them. Mr. Speaker, this calls for an urgent review, redesign, and implementation of an appropriate PFM architecture to manage our public funds. Mr. Speaker, auditors identified duplicated and overstated claims by MDAs totaling 1.4 billion Ghana cedis. These MDAs include the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, an amount of 408.3 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Energy, 386.7 million Ghana cedis. The National Sense Scheme, 334.5 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Roads and Highways, 125.65 million Ghana cedis. Ministry of Health, 114.2 million Ghana cedis. And the NCC, 8.8 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Defense reported 77.1 million Ghana cedis as outstanding claims for which IPCs and invoices were issued, although the contract had expired and deliveries were not made. Mr. Speaker, according to the auditors, confirmation responses received indicated an overstatement in claims by 161.9 million Ghana cedis. These emanated from Department of Urban Roads, 57 million Ghana cedis, Feeder Roads, 22.46 million Ghana cedis, Ministry of Food and Agriculture, 20 million Ghana cedis, Ghana Highways Authority, 17.5 million Ghana cedis, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, 2.68 million Ghana cedis. Agenda 111. Mr. Speaker, the audit of Agenda 111 projects also revealed that a total amount of $7.9 million United States dollars was paid to 35 contractors as advance mobilization under the program. But these contractors have either failed to mobilize to site or the work done is not commensurate with the amount paid. The advance mobilization guarantees secured by the 35 contractors who received the $7.9 million US have all expired. The Auditor General has subsequently issued notices of surcharge to the offending contractors. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, this audit has exposed a rotten system designed to fleece the people of Ghana. It reveals not just lapses in our public financial management architecture, but a pervasive and systemic plunder of the public purse. A culture marked by the fabrication of fictitious claims, the resubmission of recycled invoices, the forgery of stores receipt advice, and the treatment of public funds as personal entitlement rather than as public trust. The President Mahama administration refuses to accept this rotten system. In fact, we refuse to normalize waste, and we refuse to ask the Ghanaian people to pay for fraud. Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Finance has formally referred the report of the Auditor General to the Attorney General to bring to account those responsible for this rape of the public purse. Those who abused their offices, colluded with contractors, falsified records, or attempted to loot the public purse through the back door will be held to account. Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Finance will no longer serve as a rubber stamp for weak controls and falsified claims. Going forward, no payment will be made without full verification, no commitment will be entered into without budgetary allocation, and no officer, regardless of rank, will be shielded from accountability. This moment marks a decisive break from the past, a reset of public financial management, a declaration that discipline has returned to the center of fiscal and economic governance. Mr. Speaker, the Ghanaian people demand accountability, and under His Excellency President Mahama's government, that demand will be met with action.
The Honorable Thomas Nyakwampen, the Deputy Minister for Finance, Anna Woteninka, na Ocean Wobra Ujam Rashidem, na fe watchere a car. The various ministries are the previous administration, which is the MPP, Ejegu one more. One more bay Mukran still for 80 meba, no more bay claiming one more a sika. Edia free a buying one more kuta contract where Edia more da will be by was he saying, a buying them account for mammy will be was he say, Ninano, you were Hawa and Uguso to this ministry, no man fe sika ahodwa eye womo ewa ban mi womo tua ede ama the various ministries say womo momode no mutimi fanya adwuma na bibia anye kama anobobo so nyankopon ya admo chena ye be hye da agebre apebre na ministries obobo ni nyina na yabomode agebre na fe yabawuram na ensem na oka no yetimi abomode di nchiremu abro ye pa na so wetimi atiase enti Honorable Thomas Nyakwampen the deputy Minister for Finance and our training so wakasano yanhwa close up for one striker one shasea sabre de me no de ka say wo mu nyina say nyade o mbeye adwuma bi enu ade ya the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission ene o mu di nhyiamu eye meeting say nka sansemi wo mu kwakodi ho nkomo nenso meeting no antimi awie opepa it is still na strike no eguso a ekoso de den now close up for say commissioner indicate say wo no be consult stakeholders bi and san e bia wo mu betwe a strike na san wo mu atimi atwe san now the local government workers union woman so woman de omo age strike himu woman so say woman ababeka ho say woman ababeka close afo ho yenhwe the executive secretary Edema Closak ora Bampoado wo bra wo kasa wo say nsemi ho yenhwe ne mra ne ento aso
Fair is going back to consult with government and get back to work. Yeah, we are satisfied with it now. Well, I cannot give you further details. All I can tell you is that Fair is going to consult government and get back to us. So we are waiting. As at now, National Executive Council has not suspended the strike. The people should also consider the impact on our pockets. Our children are being thrown out of school. We are having issues with our spouses. And now it used to be the case that civil servants are held in high esteem, but we are highly demoralized. So they should also consider that.
The Bampado Executive Secretary Edema Closak Anna Woten in Kase Walkasano na Closak and send someone ekoso strike a wo matie condition of service ene kwan a wo mo hwese mo salary structure nyina betimi atoto yie sikasem na afi adwuma o mo ye na wo matimi ato aso ana wo eti se wo di ho nkomo no sabe de strike no still eduguso wo ho na mom the honorable minister for labor wono honorable Abdul Rashid Hassan Pepo wababa kasa se ankebe yanka closer for one month strike inside animanim ya na wo show mo say aban yi bebo modern na fe wotimi atu ho anamon na wo mahia de bi e do manim no wo mo atimi adi sa adwumadie no e de amomo na yanko hwe owura Rashid Pepo wo bra na wo ka sensem yi emra ne ento aso.
We've had some discussions with Closac. I had a personal meeting with the executive secretary, and I had a meeting with the finance minister. We agreed that whatever the situation is, it will be important for us to understand exactly what they require. They have often traced their requests to government to increase or to restructure their salary scheme since the last administration. And so they have a strong feeling that with our government in place, we should be able to do it, because that would have meant that they are tracing it from the last regime to this regime, and it has been an extensive period of time. But we told them, well, in our situation, this is a very huge enterprise. To say we are restructuring a salary scheme, that would have meant a complete reorganization of our remuneration package, not only to Closac but to everybody else, because if you do, it will require you to do for all others, because we are in the same the same public service structure. Anyway, so we've had some meetings. I detailed the chief executive of the fair wages to have a meeting with Closac, because earlier on I discussed with the Labour Commission, and they said Closac, they tried to get them, engage them, they didn't get the opportunity. Then Fair Wages also said they did not have a discussion with them earlier before the strike, and I didn't know about the strike at that very moment. There was only a warning, and we didn't have an opportunity to have an interaction before the warn and before the strike came or was announced. So right now, just yesterday, after I've had a meeting with the executive secretary, the Closac also held a meeting with the executive, and then we try to get a close understanding of exactly what they are requiring. And my understanding is that after getting that, I would have then understood fully exactly what they need. After my meeting with the finance minister, we agreed that we'll examine exactly what is required to do, and then we address it. But I'm often saying that Closac's strike shouldn't happen at all. It shouldn't be an example of how we relate. We have gone beyond the fact that government will not listen, government will not do what you require, and therefore you have to go on strike to satisfy the requirement of your demands on us. We have always said that we are listening government. We've sat down with you, we've listened to you, we'll work on it. There's no need going on strike before the final decision is taken. And we are developing a good relationship, to the point that I just think that going on strike will not be a necessity at all. It should be a final resort, and not even a final resort, it should be outmoded. Once you are making a request for something, you need to sit down and listen. You need to sit down and debate, and negotiate. Do a final negotiation to get to a point when you can be satisfied. I would have wished that we continue these discussions within the framework of an economy which we need to take into consideration when you are asking for something. So it's important that they listen. It's important they decide against their strike, and we are asking them to call off the strike whilst we go on to negotiate I don't want a situation where it's like there's somebody carrying a log behind you and intending to hit you, and therefore you have to take a decision here and there, and for this reason. It wouldn't be genuine, it wouldn't have responded to the kind of cordial relations we are developing between us. Well, what happens in this government is going to be different. First of all, after listening, we are picking up the pieces and getting to understand exactly what the demand is. We are making a promise that it will be on the table of the finance minister. It's an intersectoral commitment to work on it, and we are pledging to do so. So once this pledge has come and there is a commitment to get to the bottom of it, we do have to continue a strike until we structure it into the economy and start working on it. I think that is a strike that shouldn't come on at all. Because the overall impression we all have is that we want to create a great country, a good country, an economy that is satisfying and will serve us all.
Okay.
Now, if you want to chisel away that part of the economy which you are building, and you still want something in the economy, it's going to have a negative consequence. If they don't, all of us are going to suffer, because look, people are already suffering. The pain is already going down, because I heard somebody saying, well, he needs his pay and he needed to get a deadline and CLOSAC is not there to work. It's going to have a total effect on all of us and themselves as well. And I think that that shouldn't be the reason for them to be on strike. We should go on strike for a specific reason, and I can tell them that specific reason they are going on strike is being tackled.
The Honorable Rashid Pepo, Minister for Labour, and our training Kasa Wakasa, Ediafa CLOSAC, Womo Ensen Semi, who quite cry woman Timmy and Yabibri, any CLOSAC for Impeni for Timmy and Shia, and the Sam Kumui. Nafe, Anya say, okay, I buy any CLOSAC for it, and I say, a dear Panamo, how dear Nekoso, dear Anna Masse, because CLOSAC in Shaya, almost say, 2019, not. The former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo ana na eti sese man pani eti anka abanyi ba nka CLOSAC fonya abotre na nka omo ni omu nhia ana sa amma na fe wo mate atua sa be omo mpese omo be ko adwuma but ono o ka kire omo say sa wo mo suspend sa strike na se omo kotena sese omo ye adwuma abanwe I already say obeti omo 7 we take action e dia mom condition of service in salary structure wo mo hwehwe no ti semwa Honorable Rashid Pepo edituja anamabubum di achoro mesai aba CLOSAC for asem so na fe nyina aba be kire adwene wo ho yanko His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama me ne wo ka say ya wakwako PM ewo eye Republic of Korea for a series of official engagements as abedie Omampani John Dramani Mahama ana uhunu say wakwako PM ewo eye Korea no na His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama has arrived in the Republic of Korea for a series of official engagements. He is scheduled to hold bilateral talks with President Lee Jae-woong and meet with the Speaker of National Assembly Woo Won-shik. The president will also participate in the ship naming ceremony at the Hyundai Heavy Industries shipyard in Ulsan and deliver remarks at the conferment ceremony at Yonsei University. Further engagements will include interactions with Ghanaians living, studying, working in South Korea, as well as dinner meeting with business leaders and chief executives aimed at promoting investment and strengthening economic ties between the two nations. It's His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ghana Mampani ana wunu se wakwa kodua wotena ne kai mu na fei ni dwumadi a wakọ na wakwako PM Republic of Korea na wakwako hwese niema bebre wo ho betito ye between Ghana and Republic of Korea wo yenjuma semu wo ye nkita hodie mu wo bibibiara mu ana wanwu se Omampani John Dramani Mahama wo chechia ewo ho kama wo wakwako dua woko hye ne dwuma ye ase ewo ho ni nyina ye oman ni yedie kwan ya wo man Ghana ebetimi afa so na wade ne ho ewo niema ahodo nyina mu no eno nti ana His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama Sabe wabu na ketemu a wakwako PM ewo South Republic of Korea na we are woni Ghana for womo ewo Republic of Korea womo esuade womo eye adwuma womo tewo ebesia no madi nkomo na wahunu womo so womo hawo bia ha omo bia omu hia se aban ne betimi abem na wabeboam timi ne wode kasa ide omapani John Dramani Mahama woni Ghana memu ama wakwako PM ewo eye Republic of Korea aban ede ban ede ato some goods so ebefa from so ban on the land transit of selected product aban abomodin edi atoso say sabre die enema bi to say cooking oil, rice, sugar, frozen product, textiles, flour, canned tomatoes, pasta, spaghetti, and a pharmaceutical product. Sabre die aban say ma emfa land borders ni subio ma emfa obio na the enti asem we abane say obeka ya na nse ya ana the finance minister Dr. Kasiela Atuba Forsen eko PM na one custom officers bi ahia na ne buafu yie pa wo kasa de kirom se de omaye no yade a entwam fata na aha ne yie pa over 4,400 gallons of cooking oil na ewura wo man Ghana mu ha together with tomato paste and spaghetti na ewura wo man Ghana mu ha eno no se obi ade ne niema efa we border so akọ country fofra wuntimi enyi ni sika age se kuro nankasa niema ni kom no ana obetimi akotu tax dia momo na emom wo ye border no so wo Ghana ha de eniema na ba Ghana kura wo mse ekọ Niger eniema na ba Ghana wo mse ekọ Mali eniema na ba Ghana wo mse ekọ Togo na wo ma disika pidim ade aso mu botomu a no mama niema wei afemu yo ade ababedu wo man Ghana mu a wo breko a tax sene fota sen ko mutua ede ma ban na ban nya sika de bo man ho bra no wo mo enye ne sa 4,400 gallons of cooking oil, tomato paste and spaghetti a wo mo chi ye no ho tax wo senka wo mo edi sa eniema yi ba Ghana ha etua no eye 85 million Ghana cedis titiska no 850 billion enu na wo senka mutua ma Ghana ban na Ghana ban etimi nya sika de bo wo man ne ho bra na so custom officers a ye de o makokọ tina border no so se wo mu nkonkohwe na sa ne me wo mu ni wudwuma na ban ni nya sika no wo mu ebi mu agi sika kakra de show mboto mu a no maka se eniema we ekọ Niger we ekọ Togo we ekọ Mali enti anya de a ye agi ni sika wo Ghana ha eniema ne wura Ghana pe na ba makola eba ya pe na akọ market wo Ghana ha na akwakọ yegu na chese sika wo senka ban no etimi nya no de bo man ho bra no enti sa de course no aban no elusu 85 million Ghana cedis titiska no 850 billion wo senka wo motia according to the newly appointed customs commissioner no we say Ghana elusu 2.3 billion Ghana cedis sanye meye kokosi sikanko yetimi elusu no 2.3 billion Ghana cedis in the first half of the year 2025. The government, MSA, the revenue target or setting here, or may say by 1.6 million Ghana cedis. Because look at all these monies. And num from one echo and crofo bottom. A baby. Na ko central for bottom enti enko aban ho as a result of a year smuggling and this a year transit diversion say we how we ewura abusia victory garlic mixture and eboa me na fe ma kire madwene e wo sa ensem ya ye nyina ye di hu nkomo no nso betimi di wadwen kire ako Facebook at @power979 FM and at TVSYZ wo je bre na hwe bia na do wadwen kire to mere bem a ye beje na fe ye di akenkan won sem no e di amount wo ko YouTube nso aye ho XYZ broadcasting na fe inside politics jumedie no watimi ahwe bi na so do wadwen kire ato ase enti as an officer wo bia ye di wakoko tina yen borders ano as a custom officer ko na bomodin na wo man ni nya sika ukodru border no so a na sika was a binding nyina eba ho. Look at the amount of money revenue target are binding setting na all because of all this smuggling and transit diversion cost to border no so. Enonti ana sabre de abani say san yema no a yede fa border no so wo fom kura no a ama ya ne divert sika no ne custom officers age no sabre de ni nyina be fa poso na ba port if you talk be fa poso na ba port say free ahi ba bi afi bia no e wo say fa poso ni e be yi san ne mai e wo port enema na mbodi bi a kire no ti wo expect say cooking oil fa from Adi free Togo, Ghana, a free Mali, a free any of the neighboring countries. About my Ghana, more the free Nade Crow, na ban Edaswa, Abari say Nadia Woma Kwai, na Fay, Sadi and Timia Basso. It's cooking oil, rice, sugar, frozen products, textiles, flour, canned tomatoes, pasta, spaghetti, pharmaceutical product. Sanya me in the free Nade Crow, and Nadia, far from Eura, Woma Ghana, bio. Na se be fa so enam eposo na afia ba be wura ye import na ye yi wo ho na afia duty bi ese na efata etimi aba na aban no so yi su di aba o man ho bra because so wo hwe se sika kese yi a efam ewo ye borders wo na nka aban sa kebeka aban sa revenue we be generate ni na be ya mo man no e do so be but I think with the port no all those still now the custom officers ni bi na ho no they can control that a bit and you see him say ababe wura anko de aba o man Ghana mu a enti wi dia ubetua duty and taxes bi assess aban ne saka no won sabetimi aka na bibia ye kama abusia da bia meka o man we say yen temamufo na yen ye adwuma no abaye adwuma private sector obia no say yen hunu say yen ne be ye ma o man no ediye ana o man afa ne ntoma pa bi de afra ne ye de ani to say o man pani wo ho ministers MPs won no be your money ya then we are deceiving ourselves o man pani ye na fam de oba ye niema e wo se wo ye nyina na Ghana fo ho ton wo ye bibia de na kwam enti wo de adwuma na ma as an officer of the customs immigration police and military but bibia wo ye adwuma wo so be ye wo de no minor cost no esane se wo nko pesa mi nkumunya nia wo pesa wo nko nyagu botom na wudidi me na oman ne ho tiri ninti but ye ka politicians corruption na custom officer no no okabi hey tie you say politician we akwa you say you are more than the politician you are more ana more milky oman no mo say oman no eye mo na mo say na nyobia ayemwa yenya ne yasai no mesesi yakofa Yesu Kristo kura ba bedi o man Ghana so na ye ntemamufo no ya dwene de etim sansesa wo man Ghana enko ba bia no kura pa na meka kire no enya de o man ni betu mpon de akoba bia ye free one mo ma me catch on me kire ma dwenketua bi e wo close ak fo so asem no so na afi me mfa adwenkyere no emra na ye ne ento adwumadi no so close ak for strike o makoi 2019 and woman ya buy court say this is our new condition of service and salary structure. Nanado dan kwaku for the time. Nanado dan kwaku for is okay. Meye di amamu name meye no 1st of January 2025. Me nanado dan kwaku for the meye amamu. Or the most 6 years time from 2019 up to 2025. And also meye amamu 1st January 2025. Na e mampani be net so. 1st January 2025. It was Nanado Dankwa. So Closak, what happened? What happened? 6 years Closak mutimi twenye because na Nanado Dankwa ye Ghana mampania wa free so kwati na fie wa ka kire mo say on the 1st of January 2025 obesa ya mamo wan sign one no sign president on the 1st of January. It's a band sign one sign and now one implement your condition of service and salary structure and farm now. Now there's a new administration, there's a new government. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. Wamaba 1 year per Closak Makwa Kwatilefie. Wabrekua, according to the labor minister Krano, money woman said then in Kitamu Bebrian Quatre, and for this new condition of service and salary structure. But Master Samu Yemena Samu Kofi. Dano no bika. Obrempong Sanya media Ebeko Swaba because the opposition MPP for no woman say Obeko say unrest at the ama the NDC government. Ma me kan okrebi nche mo na muntie. Me medical ka chem say majuma me yes sentroni no abibia no me N.K Obrempong be pese me ye obi a that be se me ni wa obi biara wotimi tie me obi biara wotimi ehwe me ebeka sampa abranche no de no kra na ye adwuma. The plan of the MPP ni say abibi on make cause unrest e my Ghana hanum say wo koye demonstration wo ko strike wo yes say see say ye kwaso di wo man ye politics see ye kwaso di akire na ye de ye enye ma ban na wo so ye nye na pressure mra na ban we ni homfro Ghana fo ne enkoto aban ma we say de da ye no wo man Ghana mu ana wo man we megu so akoso abre na say ya America eka wo montokwa ebo Israel for the an omuka omontuma ebo Israel for the ano any Iran this year near ntokwa eba ye go and look at social media, go and listen to MPP communicators on radio, on television, everywhere they get the opportunity to communicate to the people of Ghana. Almost MPP for nyaniaje aha say entokwasi ewa America any Iran in term yemfu ele bekosro et now NPP communicators and check a barrel price per barrel of crude oil ewo Ghana so NPP for the update Ghana for CCR na we akwatwe ba eti CCR yemfu anokra no ebetimi akwakodu be 20 cedis. These are people who are woman nigisa abribia Ghana for beko oyaw mu Ghana for asem na ye betina be ka kire mu a yenyi hanya ni o yentai obia. But abrabo MPP for be kire wo my Ghana 8 years ago, are you proud of it? If someone ye direct beneficiary from the MPP sika hodwa womu afagu omu botomu a womu tifia womu dino se wonye direct beneficiary me ba chaw abraba na Dankwa Akufo-Addo Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia Ken Foyata wegani Africa Ghana koda prison wa America womu be bochire wo man Ghana no eya abraba woni je ho na mirisa o eya abraba woni je ho ye be hwese bia nimanim ye ya yen sankoto ba na bia yen change political party ana di o man Ghana so we from 92 yes sir kabima min kabia memuase 8 years we ba ayemfe we be di 8 anoko we be di 8 anoko. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results. Yentimi enye sade we na 8 years na we aba etokotena fia onim say enye de ye mfie wotwere beba ye beto aba de amano. No, this time around let's change the narrative, let's change the plan. I am not being partial here. No. Me catch you there. Me say me can no credit the akyerɛw. Me N.K Obrempong. The His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Any NDC abayi modern bo omabo. E kaketwi die ena wote Honorable Thomas Nyakwampem, the Deputy Minister for Finance. All the various ministries MPP at the kada ho. Ministries ni na of every sector SOEs. State-owned enterprises, MPP jaka ho. Bapemo ne. Eka egu wono, womo hu babi kro mfemfa. No matua zeka no. Anye me ekwoso no. This government abomodia ye say complaints no be je chrebi because eye de ye de tumi na ma no. It your best solve. Mumma obi akoma emra from. Momfa modern ni agrimukan. Emfentai John Dramani Mahama ni NDC abanyechi. Na yempia womo chia yentene wom na yen keep one government kra ewo so for be 16 years for 32 years na yen hwese wo man Ghana ya bra bo be yeden ana. But ene MPP for ni age say eye fuel no malu omo kuntukwa entino ni bo be yeden MPP for ni age. Ananti no mu fa nkokrafo ne merewafo sikadi wo krom a anyo mo nwanwa anfo mo ho wo mo wure anhu wo mo ho I need to know for $100 million. Edi tu amna ewo reja wo so mu si cathedral anyo mo hu mo bro say ye omanga na boni we enu ti no sense be ntwi allegedly yesi wo fa NSS sika 2.5 billion Ghana cedis wono ko wo fa di gift award mensa wo fa 38 million Ghana cedis wo fa celebrate wadi enti sa enyipai no makokwa tena kire a afi ba kope womu gina kire ebe kire Ghana fo baby a yen fa yen tumi nko ana said yen yagene some year make da bia I am on record, I am live on Facebook, on YouTube ebe dawo sa kopem time wiase we ebe ko na wie and some of these things say be catch wa now do say ye politics damo ya ndc ni etino wakasa no me da bia me ka me so frame ya ndc ni amani baje papa because enyonyamfo wo mu a wo ma adwirima bobia wo mu abribia no wo man no wo mu pese wo man ni eye just look at Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo any Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia etimi use 20 million Ghana cedis and the 6 March one day ewo kromwa and then His Excellency John Dramani Mahama for 900,000 and be 1 million. No, they are 6 March near Ghana, saving the country almost 19 million Ghana cedis. Our one celebration. And still, these are the people. One more percent, one more Kasayenti and Manimia. If you're watching what bra, one may bre at a tea or ya or young. Kokra and say. Ukawe ya yebetu Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I have made a promise. Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo will no be as president of my Ghana. Nyesi wom Kanofurata Bawumia $11.9 million or so de akoye Palugu dam. Ewo Palugu dam obi ani wa sika no so ayira. Ni ani baby ewo. Me N.K Obrempong personally metro hu book de ato. Na book me make sure say ebe for bia me publish no internet no so bia na Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo rain $100 million I want me to amana metro hu book metro hu book until this time our mind we find into my baby afra na sumdwe de ba dabi and before yanko see unrest koko for no cry yanko for koko for mfi sashi wo mmra koko board I won cry no mo meye dede yampene yanti ase se MPP ni bia ba ono o pese won class bisa se koko back se ye ton sen e wa dwama so ba bia ye to ye gimu koko ne ye de kono ye ton sen it's your mind on go first can win man peni go first can win wo to ade de abrami me to ade no 1000 Ghana cedis. What's the number tom free war 2,000 3,000 now name a bedroom me met on the final no one met on 1,000 Ghana cedis I buy them for 3,000 we no fema me a media yusu enti yem si adwene po yen si adwene mo den se ba bi o man na dubo o man Ghana nyina si adwene po se ye tai abanya abaye ti ye hu sisaya woro. Excellency John Dramani Mahama, yen fuel, yen dollar, we share prices of goods and services, iron ore, cement, adadia. Na yen boy agimu bill, say ye be dear chile, ko omotia yen tiniwom for some years, 32, 42, 50 years, and this in miso. Na fe yen daratiwom. Ni yen kedi o mind beye. Dan si ye di amamboye for. Na Bawumia be president na Dennis Miracle Abaje abronye wuntumi koka na wenu mu back Ghana so mu be di o man Ghana so na wan ko betima atena o man Ghana mu a abusu ha na be ma de ntwe ni si na afa ya to adwumadi ni so ade ama wo victory garlic mixture and wo so masene sa adwenkyere kase yi me so me fa me de antum na wo so nkyere wadwene e wo Facebook ye beje brani akenkan de ama ye ko victory fo so ye wo mu nupa mo wo yare esa ko tie bi wudi o ma fa ye hwa mo ma ne nto adwumadi ni so
enua victory garlic mixture na wati ni dinatiatia ni se na edro ni tie na no pasem ne se edro wi adwuma ye titru pa ne se ebeboa ananna ne srade e wo ni badua ni mumtin mu ama ohun atɔ kura ye dika obabi wo ha okonfikyire a ema edru agunya ye victory garlic mixture ebi kura wo bepa ewie wansa na ba eye victory e na wuhia victory no ma na so biara ubenya bo fichira kwa empa ho kura eno de akira obi wo ho ani ti na tedwa no obi wo ho ye makakra bia no abre na kuma bo ne periperi ni nyina ye moja entimi mfa akoma mu kwa adwin mu eno ne kofa sa ade ne ba odofo mesirawo so wo na wonsebu ta adwo ebi a wonsa no sei ana wonam ro mu na esi fom no kra ebio ana ayatufo se de edi fom ato mpago mu a eya victory na me kan fom a wonu victory asa no ma ye bobɔ so nyina no enejai de oto ho anadwo a wontini na wunya victory emframa nyankopon de amaye se ya humi wo de wo humi a na wo tie so o bra eya victory na betimi aboa ye wo bi wo so a wo ho ana ne yamahye no a obia na ne ka obia nya ne hwe obi wo so na kuma bɔ ne peri ni nyina moja ne ntimi ne afusa ne ye wo ni pedua no etu awunya ye victory garlic mixture de watwa bra ya dia ya na se kokodue ne nam no ye ne basa eya victory na me kan fo wunya victory bi no a ebeboa wo se doctor de watwa duro so sani a ubetimi anom victory na ka waduro wonna ne se waduro no na abanu ma media biasa no anu we so na abanu ma no anu victory no so achi media biasa wo ye ne sa bibia abade kama ma se wona se tata wo ye ja ho aduma mesraw ebra me kan fo ma wa ye victory garlic mixture mesraw nipa ne bia danse a ye pese ye fa o ma danse na tie na se wo so koto a ubenya sa danse kro no a
ntumi mi pejwa mi ntumi ni di mi yare so mane ko be 12 years di ma mundu mo jedru 5 minutes de kima tutu ana se na meti TV ntumi na me hwe no mu se mutun dobi esi victory heba victory garlic mixture mi todu sa wa modrum asa modrum eye papa ntumi ni di mi din san no ni di afi minna se bia na afi insana afi minna ntumi di bi afi midima eduboni sa wi sem eno so minna ntumi di eno so bom sa afi de eno so bi minna ntumi di bi afi hu de minna no ti edo no kan o TV so a nem kutu bi minna do anopa eni ebiani enwuro no ande no si afi nyampara minna bibia ntumi di no si afi atota mko ya black masa modro tie edoni na nishira mu
ajime pa me problem ye menstrual pains nda me kakra mu so timi me nya menses no boso mu ma me bre pa me brankasa me timi to tondro no me se man ti se yesi ye bidro ha na makoto be bia me we timi fa ka ekọ obi kru so ekoto bidro me timi no bi tese na victory ni dey in fact I don't know me dey mu dey me ko tobi me tie advert no TV so sada na me sorry me na me ko toye na da na me say ade yi to me pad mu no mu ja tropa yi to me pad mu ti me trot me phone so kura say ha adwene a nka me de betu aka ho na mo hye ti say so one day ya kwa wakati media me ya won na me no duro bi te say if you said na yi sa mo ja tro ntu me pad mu me no mezi se no duro e ma me hu sa e mo ja say bi like say quarter te say me na flow kama to victory tie mintimi enja nto ho te to de bia na mo ba ba so am mo me so ba so na e don na me di ho danse
obi si me de cholesterol sa de body na abam hipadua ma be di atenase wadro ye victory garlic mixture se we ya victory no ma cholesterol no se ne ni density bia no victory de nyini nyina afi ni padua no odo fo wo padua to anama ne 024 25 45 633 024 25 45 633 and 020 129 3280 020 129 3280 eya victory emkunimdie ne de bremo
60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. Natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Hi. Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa.
Upon your arrival, you are introduced to a butler who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my potting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have visited.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
We are TVSYZ. We are also live on Power 97.9 FM. We are live on Facebook at Power 979 FM TVSYZ. Poko YouTube are XYZ broadcaster. Now for Inside Politics, Jumedi, Wabo Modi Ajebre na Washibi na Wodo Adwin Chiren Swaba. Ye nyina ya to adwene na o man netimi afa ne ntoma pa bi e de fra. Midi de N.K Obrempong, the grassroots president of Mike Kania Mitia Kunya kese yi mu e de Mugabe Masi, the capacity man, commander of the angels, and one or commander angels no baby. To say N.K Obrempong tinemu na fe ejana me de eja no tutuni na ama fama Ghana for baby awo a wanya bre na wo hwe dwumadie bi Nyankopon enhyira wo a mempreda na ene assembly esi ewo fankone ne mbatem tanka ekotofom but Nyankopon adom obi ani ho okọ ho obi ani ho a opraye eno kyesa ampa MPA for stay back stay safe campaign na wo mode aba Ghana for 80 omo hye ne nso anka da no no a wo se we akofa pan we akofa gallon we akofa bottle na wo kwa de akwakoso petrol wo kwa akoton wo de koguni kam ana wo de kodi dwumedie bia boom na nipa hwere ne nkwa but say nipa tiase am sampa se tanka munition wa yen konkoso fuel yen konkoso diesel anase yen ben ho se gas nti ye kwakopebi nemum ye be fredi appropriate authorities are wo ye professionally trained se mo beba no mababa hwe nti MPS ye musumbo nka ye na hye nso se tanka ehwe from a men ko ho se uko fuel ana bibia nemum bomode na frɛ the Ghana Police Service, Ghana National Fire Service anase the National Petroleum Authority for nankasa ewo number we so omobeba na afi wo maba bebe clear area ho bebia atono na oye ne bia NC ewosa area ho 020 uche 030 255 0380 030 255 0380 kaina senenso se won kwa ekuta ono sombo na ma petrol 1 gallon 45 Ghana cedi emma wa brabo enyira ama wonfiri abrabo emu nti wotin ka bo ya frewunia bi frew mame frew papa frew wadanfo naka che no se tanka tofo mu a no matter be beto menko ho wo kra firi hoko se de be ya emba na emma mesew na emfa oyemi emrewo ne wabusua ene obi biara wono so obi okura wo so lodina ansana ne nsade akona no na ye nyina ya se ne nso se de be ya oyemi ento o man Ghana ebio abisa sabe ya yedusu no ye ne Honorable George Justice Ata wono eye Cape Coast mayor ana eba bedi nkomo na fe nkomo hodo wo Cape Coast niema wo mo eye wo ho a ebu atememufo abrabo no wo de nyina atuga orabo mo akwaba
N.K Obrempong.
Bibi aboko de.
Boko.
Akiyata de ne ya this.
Menyo shata.
No say that.
Wama studio high for bas.
Aye come. Orabo Cape Coast to say.
Obrempong boko first of all minchi awashofo.
Okay.
Na wana wote from power.
Sure.
97.9
yes
FM okay cheaper at this point in time.
Yeah.
When you realize that Ubia Wija Molly Bia no lite.
Sure.
Power.
Sure.
Another only share
TVXYZ.
Yes. So because you are doing a great job.
Thank you.
To be honest with you.
Thank you.
Ebe Shasino.
Yes.
Eken Sembi. I think I agree with you.
Okay.
Let's put politics aside.
Yes. For once.
Yes.
Yes.
Would say that at this point in time, the way His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana,
yes,
or Shishan Zamanu, say Obama the government in power because of a political party no form of government.
Sure.
And so you just do some retrospectives.
Yes.
Na Ghana you were hell. I'm telling you. No, you were hell. And so no more repercussions. Problems are abandoning only, and I'm happy there. All the banning 10.
Yes.
So that this government will be able to solve it. Say, everybody will attest to the fact that
thank you.
To be honest with you,
yes,
all politics aside,
yes,
this particular government,
sure,
because actually the caliber of people. And we were abandoned in the past.
Yes.
Oh yeah, MPP Nanado.
Yes.
Administration. Now, at this time, what rally behind Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? You ask yourself. Your party has Ghana to a church.
Yeah, the caucus, the miracle.
I mean,
the room to me.
No, we can't. In fact, we can't choke in Ghana.
Yeah.
But there is a BBR to enchant.
Yeah.
We forge ahead. Ghana in the next 20 years.
Yes.
This is where we want Ghana to be. So we should allow this gentleman over the nation at heart.
Yes.
From all indications, what President Mahama is doing, it tells that this man over the nation at heart.
Sure.
And Opado's Ghana couldn't pempendubia. Neither for himself acknowledge the sovereignty of Ghana resides in the people of Ghana, in whose name and for whose welfare the powers of government must be exercised.
Sure.
So President Mahama is looking at the welfare of the people in the name of the people. What can we do to make Ghana, to put Ghana at a certain pedestal? And that is what the president is all about.
Sure.
Into women for politics no fanto to enchant my only singing is orchestrated by the previous administration. One away the mazano. Of course, Katsu Okezimoko ma acha aponcheni obetu fifira 2019.
Yes.
Azar other 2019.
Yes.
They couldn't solve it in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and even 2024. Now, what's the work Pianco? Now, most of them maybe Piama. I don't was close and was watching the that what's only Billy Push on the one.
The same people mentioned
you see, so I believe that dialogue will do.
Sure.
Dialogue at this time.
And that's what the minister is calling for.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
You can't threaten strike like that.
Yeah.
Go on the negotiation table, dialogue with the minister, dialogue with the president. President, you know me him there. When you know the sovereignty resides in you.
Sure.
You know, president will do for us. So I'm wade into that, but I believe that it's very important. Some of us in the public sector and our public space, or the 2 year train definitely. But politics in the time, sir. Because for me as a mayor,
yes,
I have seen what the president is doing. I'm representing the president in a certain metropolis with 2 constituencies, 2 major constituencies in Cape Coast. And so my constituents and the people within Cape Coast metropolis can attest to the fact that the President Mahama is doing so well. In terms of when Abrabom Dada is easy, na no honka can win for those days in the past. A quarter a mort, then a quarter mukot, then a quarter tomatoes or then a quarter tina pot, then a quarter mofamu fees or then compare the Mazinu to this time. What the president is doing. I mean, and development all Banu Obrempong development if I remember may also 1 year.
Yes.
But I can tell you there. Through President Mahama, Cape Coast area 2 major chip compound. You understand? Cape Coast area, Cape Coast North and Cape Coast South. So Echo the northern part of Cape Coast. Ikrowa Wofan Dankwa. Yes, the chip compound. Echo the southern part of Cape Coast. Krowa Wofan Brofie do Amokufwa. Yes, the chip compound. Echo Cape Coast South.
About 1 year.
Echo Cape Coast South. 1 kg block. Yes, he hand over. Yes, I'm a Ghana Education Service. St. Nicholas. Well, at the Sada, Obi Oresho from Cape Coast would attest to this. Echo the northern part of Cape Coast just last week. 6 unit classroom block. No, 1 6 unit classroom block with ancillary facilities. Yeah, hand over. Yes, I'm a Ghana Education Service. Echo Besak room. Yes, 3 unit classroom block, JHS block. By the end of this month, you will complete your commission your handover. Yeah, mechanized boreholes, about 15 mechanized boreholes for communities. And I can mention all of these communities. You understand? Go to Cape Coast now. Everywhere in Cape Coast is shining like New York. Lighter, yellow, roads, infrastructure, and all that. And so I can tell you that when it comes to infrastructure development, the president is doing a lot through District Assembly Common Fund. And that was 2025. 2026, we are doing same. And the president has hinted there, and the money is there. You are fencing. 24-hour economy market will be built across all the MMDAs in the country. In the and the standard of living and all that.
Yes.
And so we are looking at that, Obrempong.
Sure.
Now,
yes. I understand saying you may add much na program be Baswana.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
It's about what?
Obrempong, actually Cape Coast. Over the years.
Yes.
I mean, the baby I'm a won't walk Cape Coast.
Okay.
What's it? Some cross school or Cape Coast. Maybe BPR Cape Coast.
Very well.
And when I'm media assembly member, maybe 2 term constituency secretary for the National Democratic Congress. Now, Yamin Charles His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Obom is in the member MC for Cape Coast. Cape Coast is part of the 6 metropolitan assemblies in Ghana. And so, by politically, one of the highest political authority in Ghana. Now, Obom is in the vision too, more especially, the media. So, what I said to them is it's about time or they keep Kosienya development plan or guiding, because in consonance with Article Chapter 20 of the 1992 Constitution, Okasafa centralization and decentralization. Every district, metropolitan, municipal assembly, or initiate policies or coordinate or implement into abano ni policies, new programs or babano. Also, you need to be a little bit here was to initiate Bibia as a Bobo Buama metropolis in IH. So I I called on all the major stakeholders, including the 2 members of parliament, Nananom, Osabrema Kwisata, today being the paramount chief of Ogwa traditional area.
Okay.
Oye clergies, oye assembly members, heads of institutions, obia yabom na yakishawo one hotel, Pempamsi Hotel or Cape Coast, about this plan, 8-year development plan. You agree with me there? Every assembly has its medium-term plan.
Sure.
Medium-term plan was a car, yen budget na years ago, or friend and district assembly, common fund administrator and secretariat. Now woman district assembly common fund. Without it, you cannot receive DACF.
Okay.
Into assembly be our medium-term plan. But somebody may ask, what is this different from the medium-term plan? This is deliberate planner Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly no just to support yen Juma or Bobwa within the 8 years in able to regional maybe develop Cape Coast.
Okay.
And so this is a conduit of Cape Coast development. In the Yashan war 5 thematic areas. It anchors on these areas.
Okay.
So actually book here. Which was at your camera no.
Okay.
Yeah, launch this plan somewhere 9th October 2025.
Okay.
At the University of Cape Coast School of Business Auditorium.
Okay.
Yeah. So now, yes, 5 major areas in the year. 1, Obrempong, between you and me.
Yes.
Economic growth and job creation. Cape Coast over the years. As more especially in youth on a job, unemployment. Into your factory be in those days from 1940s. Now you need demo factory no 70s look on yam. You often a mean sangari. No, we produce oil soap. That was the only factory at Cape Coast able to boast of.
Wow, the whole of Cape Coast.
The whole of Cape Coast. From the northern part of Cape Coast to the southern part of Cape Coast. Any factory be able to boast of. In fact, the MP for Cape Coast South, one hint on several grounds. There was the shoe and garment factory, Baba.
Okay.
But NDC went into opposition for the last 8 years.
8 years.
And so he couldn't get the chance to do that.
Okay.
But just recently, through him and the Ministry of Trade and Industry and the President, one hint today, Cape Coast would have garment factory.
Wow.
And that is where one may need to them know about Cape Coast. But apart from that, I can tell you from the fact that Cape Coast cannot boast of factory. Apart from the statutory institutions or state-owned institutions, almost you have some NCC in America. But what guarantees that don't know where you Cape Coast? No. Now University of Cape Coast and also of a chunk of the people in Cape Coast. Now technical university. That is all. And so we are looking at economic growth and job creation.
Okay.
That is one. We are also looking at infrastructure and urban development. You agree with me also. There's Waka tourism. Yes. Or Cape Coast.
Sure.
Cape Coast in the BBA music, football, schools, whatever. The first seat of government, everything. I can tell you that baby was signing the bond of 1844. All Cape Coast. Is there right now?
Why tourist site?
Tourist site, but I don't know that the building is in a dilapidated state. It's one of the selected projects. The old High Court. In fact, the first High Court in the whole West Africa. All Cape Coast.
Wow.
Oh yes. And when they work kick ball with the whole Ghana, with Victoria Park is there. All Cape Coast. Obrempong Eba. Your military cemetery, your first government boys school, the whole West Africa, Flukwaku boys. We are Cape Coast. And so Cape Coast has some level of history. Okay, and one of them you can also attest to the fact that museum
sure.
Now you can find it in Cape Coast. And so
I think common.
And we have the best schools ever, senior high schools. you can attest. Infantipim, St. Augustine's, Adesada College. In fact, this Saturday, Adesada Augustine's and Adre Memorial. And when you now was one
Wesley Girls will Cape Coast.
Wesley Girls will Cape Coast. Was one anniversary in January. Just last week, Vice President was in Cape Coast to celebrate with Oye Holy Child was the 80th anniversary. And so if you have all these things in Cape Coast, national development in Wofuma, I think that they need to be you understand? Okay. We are looking at infrastructure and urban development, where you bring good roads, good hospitals, good schools. No,
big push, maybe I can.
Oh, in fact, from Accra, the president launched recently, Winneba to Mankesimu to Takrady. Okay. The Mankesimu Cape Coast Road.
And this is
dual carriage. And so we are very much appreciative to the president of Ghana. Now we are also looking at social and human capital development. Sure. Social and human capital development. Just the schools we have. Yes. You wouldn't have Cape Coast to far. Work with the schools in it. You understand? Mutumba Kanu. I was teaching at Ghana National College for the last 13 years until my appointment. Wow. Sometimes Moko class B, Nama catch when the one saw deliberately. Nama catch one saw. Tell me where you come from, where you stay. Yes. Now, why you came to Ghana National. In a form of ABR, just to ascertain the number of people who Cape Coast to Wabo. I can tell you, class of about 50. Ibenya Cape Coast for 2. Another 3. Wow. You can go around, have class of about 300. You can count Cape Coast for where 10.
That I didn't mean say Cape Coast because I know it's a Mopi schools pa. Yeah. Moko school pa. It's Ebia. Woman so free Cape Coast ko baby for Coco school.
That one no, I can't tell. Ibinu ko baby for but 1 year be brave. Okay. You see, what's in it to Momoefo no, need to Jamofo. Okay. Right. One thing about it is that or then basic level of education. Yes. Obrempong so yama yanhodo. Sure. So we need to make sure that more famano once we to make sure it could do them standard no. Because it wouldn't be wise. On ye you then say a headmaster of Infantipim. Yes. And Infantipim always want to maintain a standard. Now Cape Coast Nikita aggregate 6. Okay. Now Obifi baby kita a grade 4 Cape Coast kita grade 40. Yes. No Obifi baby kita grade 6. You will 10 that are grade 6 down. No. It's the standard of education from the basic level. Yes. And then here's Yamado. Okay. Then we advise them so that they will be able to also attend some of these schools. That is why we are looking at social and human capital development. We are looking at environmental sustainability and climate action. Also, or a part of the 8-year development plan. How our Cape Coast Bay evergreen. You understand? Echo yen streets in Asia. You did your flowers in an kakaho. Eba yen water bodies are or clean and nice. Eba Cape Coast are in who containers. In who kiosks are also some major roads. Wow. No, you don't have to. Recently, back on search and exercise decongestion. Eba roads power hono na nkofe jija pragia na da bubu ya wa say no sisido. Sometimes in the middle of the street in a billion is below Bonyum in the presidential drive. President Baoba for hono. And so I conducted this decongestion exercise with the Ghana Police Service and other security agencies. Okay. And go and look at Cape Coast now. You remove one away fee. So you introduce red oil line. Okay. Will Cape Coast. Okay. If you come into the red line, not just across, but you have to go beyond the red line. Not just so we are looking at that. Then good governance and institutional strengthening. So all these things come together. You develop what you call the 8-year development plan. That's from 2026 to 2033. Okay. But the Obrempong in Zemo woman. Yes. So this is a deliberate plan, and I can tell you, do your checks. The whole Ghana, MDAs, Metropolitan Municipal and District Assembly.
Yes.
Or the deliberate plan policy and it's only Cape Coast because we are city of first.
Okay.
So we are launching on 9th October.
Okay.
At University of Cape Coast Auditorium. Now, the program that will come off tomorrow, or 11th March, at Lancaster Hotel, no, is about how best are we going to achieve what we have in the plan.
Okay.
On a forum, baby.
Okay.
So you project some of the project a year mark for the year 2026. Then you have fair all and sundry. One more will Cape Coast. Our in Cran, no Kwadu, Kumasi, Takradi, and other.
What about diaspora?
One of diaspora. Some of them will be coming, some of them will also have a view through or live coverage.
Okay.
Ninano, you be stream live. Into Nina will be to wash and was support. But
this 8 years development plan, no, the funding, no, government never ya now said the mobile yacht in the Sikano Beba mobetim the auto to sign.
What a good question. You know, the reason you're there, Abandonment Fund as your way.
Okay.
Some of them we are incorporating into our medium term plan.
Okay.
District Assembly Common Fund will cater for that. DACF would cater for that.
Okay.
Now there are some other projects. We can go into public-private partnership agreement. Today, yes, here a children's library, a children's park.
Yes.
For Cape Coast. Now, children's park here with designs. Now, your cost and years of cost maybe 2 million Ghana cedi.
Yes.
Now, Obrempong will be. No, Obrempong say, oh, George, then children's park is the 2 million I can fund it. Now, it's missing out to do. Okay, so the assembly can go into an agreement with you.
Okay.
Okay, Obrempong, your new local agreement, build, operate, and transfer. And so we can give you about 50 years. This is for you. Sikebio Bibiano, probably about the children's park. No? Okay, you will take 70%. Then you give assembly 30%. Then you name the children's park after Obrempong.
Wow.
The Obrempong Children's Park in Cape Coast. You understand? It's not necessarily there. Everybody your BGG Sikego account no. Project in a year mark no. If you think that the more project in what about to my funder, what about to my barber, we will create the enabling environment for you. But there are other projects we will do it. We will solicit for funding. In Obrempong, you select 5 projects. Let me quickly mention them.
Okay, good.
One, Cape Coast Metropolitan Hospital. In fact, this hospital was established in the year 1939. We already say Maurice maybe are aware of this hospital.
Okay.
Or Bacano along St. Augustine Stretch.
Okay.
Hospital not to upon some to the extent that still or deliver services. However, on Yeniso, we have hinted in our plan there you will make sure there you have refurbish this hospital.
Okay.
Your plans, your costs into China you will projecting you will share there even if the minister let me go and give it to the Ministry of Health. If they can cater for it, then that is fine. We are also looking at Professor John Evans Atameo's library. This library was established by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, commissioned in the year 2012, then handed over to the University of Cape Coast. We don't know what actually happened. NDC handed over one China NDC fee power. What to library move from 2012 till date, and we are talking about these people. Go and look at the state of the library.
2012 was His Excellency the President.
Yes. It's a commission one chair.
Okay.
And it was that point. Yes, one chair. It's the library one year operation until today. For the past 8 years, the MPP
Wow.
Oh yes. Until we are looking at menu case. Go and look at the state. Air condition whatever. Pansam I say because of Ben Cape Coast Castle. No Ben Ponoso. nti epono to mizizia if on ye juma epono to mizizima or say so we are looking at how best I know for a fact there His Excellency John Dramani Mahama were to a committee for that the Oboshema library now operation. We have also captured in our plan.
Okay.
The Oboshe.
What's now program time then?
10:30 a.m. Yes. Lancaster Hotel.
Lancaster Hotel. Very good.
Former Oye Golden Tulip.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Children's Park. Yes, the bond of 1844. Yes, Black Museum. Okay. So we are looking at that. Only 5 major projects. Yeah, budget for now. You book project and you solicit fund for its implementation for the year 2026. So this is a major area or a whole lot of oil project.
I think this is a good plan.
Yes,
this is a good plan for Cape Coast. Now, by the time and by the year 2033, you know, I think it's Cape Coast be for year plan and model too. No, yeah, they are common baby. You know, yeah, because I know because modica mechanized boreholes by 15 and open a mobile and going forward. No, still now no. Mechanized boreholes mugusu Cape Coast.
That one is under the district assembly from straight from the government.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, in the Mabobo project, and that was for 2025.
Okay.
This year, 2026.
15 mechanized boreholes.
Yes.
That was just for 2025.
Yes, 7 the northern part of Cape Coast, then 8 the southern part of Cape Coast. Time in Mobo every area and many the mechanized boreholes. So we have that one too.
Okay.
Then 2026 it will be determined by Parliament the formula and the economy yeba for that yeba spend or yes can be fee. This should assembly common fund abano. It could be there aban basenso akade. Okay, you see at least 2 chip compound. At least 10 mechanized boreholes.
Okay.
Yes, and second being 12 for 24-hour economy market. Yes, and so you use at least 20% to complete the project at previous government year. I can tell you, previous government year, 1 police station, CCTU. I've been able to complete that one and has actually handed over Mizama Ghana Police Service.
Okay.
So depending on the direction and directive, where abano boko na abanezabamano na yebe use district assembly common fund is higher. But apart from that, Cape Coast as a city or first is looking at how best yes you be initiate your plan, you make sure the 8-year development plan now or the game changer for Cape Coast development, bring back the glorious nature of Cape Coast, and to reset Cape Coast, Yes,
may I say, Honorable George Justice Atta, Cape Coast, Mayor, Honorable Yadase, well, Juma Ubo Hono, Miaka Sakra, Ajimism, na sa planning, Tina may catch a Ghana for no, Sabi will be a tightness belt, me and tight and this Yabanechi, because look at this plan. For Cape Coast, into every district, every municipality, every way, say, one more plan be say. In the next 6 years, 10 years, 15 years, or my Ghana and more, dear Nibihono. I'm
using this your medium to appeal to Ubio and Olitin. The opportunities for Cape Coast. Your land, your BBR. One bra, no one being invested for Cape Coast.
Very well.
Now Cape Coast in But I also want to tell the government there, Cape Coast also deserves an airport. So we need an airport. That is going to help Cape Coast in tourism.
Very well.
Boosting the tourism.
Very well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to Honorable George Justice at Cape Coast Anna Water in Canam. I was hi TVS so as we are also live on Power 97.9 FM. Inside Politics, Jumedi Annie Guswa. Yes, so maybe the N.K Obrempong, the grassroots president to Kwapamai Kania. Mamenka was a Safari Valley Eco Resort. Biaya. Eye kama ye pa se ope baby na wako vacation wako leave wako spend some holiday wo ho na wani etimi age woni wo yere woni wo kunu woni wadanfo woni unia na mo ho timi automo a Safari Valley Eco Resort e wo fe yi pa they have a serene environment or more your friend is saying zoo or yeah harmless animals ubetimi no ma di agro Mamme Lake mo boat keto ubetimi atena so na fe bibiara etimi aye kama e de ama wo na ni nyina wani etimi age so pese o ye wedding party jumedie bi a pese wuni me pa chokai national so conference o ko Safari Valley Eco Resort omo nice place over there now na fi wetimi ade jumedie no e ho omo wo ku bakru apem ene ade kru bakru apem entem wa wudu wa e ho afa yi pa bo modern affairs anamba yi enchiremu aka bia wo mo de besomo na afi wakọ ho na jumedie apese okodi no wakọ akodi 0596 914 394 0596 914-394 and now visit our website www.safarivalleyresort.com www.safarivalleyresort.com na bibia entimi enye kama Divine Hope Herbal Center for womo and womo de otwea herbal powder de aba edwumedie bebre ewo nipadua nam yenko mo nchen wo ma be kan se studio hey de wo mo nsem pa wo ma do no dwumedie di no wo ma ngasa mo hu de wo na Africana for munsom Any aquaba, Bibi Abokodi, and the Ghana for ready. Divine Hope Herbal Center, Chia Herbal Powder. Omuti Yanko.
Yeah, I see. Senior, or former me, Emo Aquaba, and Vao Embra Divine Hope Herbal Center. I see a Cassie Kumasi Meku, Ebusia Krua, Janshi Ho, Ena Yebutu, Yedru Maswa, Yadia by Jamasu, Ghana, Ubia Kahwansem, Mepacho, Ene Ochia Herbal Powder. Eduma Ebonanu Edeni. Inti Ghana for asom Ghana for etuaguso wei eyedura we obi a wosisi mu haw we obi a usisi edwa opa we obi a usisi e ka ne ho a na ye areas nyina obi a atonka e ma wo kwadwuma kra na ye wo dene maame wo sore akodwa so ana aye wo dene wakodwa so a waton niema wie kra nso a wo ba fie no na no so adane buachi bidini me pacho waduro ene wo twea heba powder nyame tumi a wo aduro imunti se wo obi a wo sisie mu hawa wonum aduro ya maame menyi akinye papa menyi akinye wo ya brantie wo ya babawa usisi untimi emfa eni afusane ye usisi entimi enkoma ye mepacho waduro ene ochia heba powder aduma aduro yi ebonti amama no ne fonso atu agusu no enya asem ketwa mepacho se wo yo shenkani dravani na se ukọ aduma wie ukọ akoye sales na afei unso aye dene de amount unso ye efficacy na chikura na unsusunsu no adane buachi bidini mepacho waduro no ochia heba powder me se emfa ne ebredudu a usisi no esifa ye oya afa anasem fa ho ene se de usisi no eba esifa eye oya waduro enie eye ochia heba powder mepacho eduro yi uyo obi a ukọ djuma office djuma na we obetena sesa usori bia na unso aye odene osori kodun sokra na mepacho aye dene diama no esane ni sisi nti mepacho waduro ene ochia heba powder mese so uyo obi a wo sisie mu hawa eduro we se ukọ pharmacy shop ana se herbal shop se ukọ akoto amenka se ye ma obaako ana mienu se idabi ene ye beye kra nkajaito mebo se ukọ a ode o se ye ma box no na jefako na usisi na eye oya no mepacho onum adoi ato so be se 2 weeks die na wade wo ede afisisi yade no ana se onum adoi atu box na se no na usisi yade no wade ho ede afi ho mepacho ye bema tiemie bema bia tiemi usisi no ekoba krampo ene dance na usisi no ho atochema a wuntimi mpemu yie wuntimi mma adwuma yie esane sisi yade enti waso be yeshibruta eye ochia heba powder ena bema wuhia numadroi ba ko amapa ba ko numre sisi yade bi a wo so no bema esa usisi yade de ama no na wugina mu se bema esane se bema de uyi ubotom firi ho a sabi waya se ho nsonso no ema efra bema eti se usisi nti na bema wuntimi mpemu de a ene na omema yosem no ena aba fom eyo ochia heba powder se di usisi ni sifa ye oya bia ema wuntimi nkoma because sisie no eye waste works sisie na ye adwuma eti se bema usisi ni ntimi nkoma se dia na se ne wo ha pa maka cho so be bia feelings mu hia no obebia ya wona bati as force as isu bia na tinka wu hia ne papa eti se wudi jojo no na se wa ma na mfini ye na be ma sisiya de enti ena wutimi ma obebi girl emfili dia da bia me ba me ka kire se Salome fo na ya what Salome fire wa do ma say o manya president o baby girl funny phone say fresh Salome president say wo mra fie na ne dofo jojo no ne dofo ma natin ka bia ka hye ne yam a me say Salome president kokko pruni o dofo no pruni boni a o wi o baby san say olontoyo no obeba tambay woni atu di say olontoyo no wotimi mmadwuma yesa ne sisiya ne enti eti atu di say olontoyo na say Salome president bi san say olontoyo bebe fie tambay obebi ge no bode nka mo nka sampo wasan je say ho olontoyo no jana se ma no na me de minim tam obeba ne ho na obesere wo say of course untimi mmadwuma yenye wusisi mmadwuma eti no ye besere o chia herbal powder wunya binumu a be ma obegbo adwuma na wukọ adwuma na se wunya maya odofofo ne fo a eyewo ene wo fesa ne se na dipa bi ahira eyewo no afewo eye ochia herbal powder eduro yi mepacho enyenyo ena enkanso nye se bia o nom na bia pegeo se bia wo di kwadwuma ama tabi wadi wo shuma koniaba debi entesa ena duro nso mum enyenyo ne mum enyaya ote edigu cup mu a enso ne yani dide mu husa enya ne hyehye pa mu hunu na no ne baako anapa baako anumire sisi yade bia wo so no obede wo de afinu me pa cho di ye koko tiemiye koko nti uta pesa wani wa pesa wani saa masese wani no eho ya ba hawo me ka kiro se Russian guy ni ba Ghana ha no abese market no ye say ye chess person ushia ba yua bi ubisa ne direction kra na de ye mo hyehye ne bi go ni se u video no it is a continue ni yade ye wadwin se wo be share space di abo match ya ado me pacho emfa oba ni ma kwan kra na wo two space yisu a wo de be won chan hu kwan na se bi wudi ahim it waduo ni wo twa herbal powder se continue ni taye wo hene pesa woni a ayo twa herbal powder unso a continue wo tayi wasum wo yina sum sa afiase wo de praye obu praye ni se wo ko praye ni se ya no de ahye na sum yimi saa wose wontimu de ofiri okọ akukọ takra so enkukọ wo areas wo nyina watu nkukọ ni takra masese nkukọ hunu a na mu dwane because watu nkukọ takra no dimu nasum me pato ekoko wado ni ochia herbal powder wose akukọ takra nso dimu nasum anya ne de kopa yi wasum yi bi wayimu a ma ayi white ni kura tumi eyi ka nasum obetum na ka we ni pedua ni pe kura no me pato ye ochia herbal powder enu sunsunsunso ose wontene de seze o pepete takra ofiri okrokwa anomaso bluebird ode enuma takra yi nasuma ma eze enuma etwam wosuru nya no hunu a no mu sugu na pampam me pato wado ni ochia herbal powder wunya bi mu akoko yade a ama wuyi wasum saa entimi nkono obede ho edi afihu wonso a me pato koko nti bema obema na yelengelenge mu aya mo fa numbers na mo frɛn eni mema ni bebre na course ne bapa mema ni bebre na pese omubula matali no eye kese to bi mo from so twea yate se onum otwea herbal powder no a obema na ye kese ne esi da bi entesa nembom se ye koko nti na obema na twuma ye lengelenge tiemi yi aha ni hia pa se ye koko yade ana ma obema na ye lengelenge bia eni otwea herbal powder no me pa twa hia bi bema nyabina no na esa koko ni dia ma no na etwu be ma no so dia ba esa ne se nyankopon boye no wo hye wo bia ne ne die no de ma no wo se wo die ni de ma wa ebeboa etije wo die but se yade koko ti be ma ne so atede a ene me pa twa wo haw se de ontuni ne ka no wo se nyesa na nyame bo we remes na kitikiti efrihi ana cheze koko na mana basa uno otwea herbal powder ni binumu a ebesa koko ni dia ma na bema achew bema ni so apie no watimi agema ache na je afili me pa cho se koko na eye ma oyem ta bom obi nso ho a da bia me ka kire se wonu a wonko news on kan news da bi se 6 o'clock aboko tena TV so na radio so akokan news da bi onko hu school krada na so da bia what news jingle ewo ne ye obati kungunguru ewo ne yam me pa cho ekoko wado no ochia herbal powder uja man na mamai wo manase moja wo mu a eyo ochia herbal powder me pa cho wonso a oyo oba koko nti amada bia pons makeup na oye twi na nimu saa ene da obepia wonye makeup ntwi na nimu ne bisa ne se na hwani me pa cho wado no ochia herbal powder unya bi mu oba esa ukoko yade na ma na ama wonimu so ada hokama esa ne se nipa de upia o first face card out de kire no appearance wanim undimi nyifiri ho eti oba se kokwaji wanim amboso ama sisi wanim ma ye prekesen ama se bi upie kura na ofere a eyochia heba powder nyabinom nensa koko yade emfama ema me pacho muntie ni ema no de ne ya na hu hia me pesa ne se mu de we esa wo fichiri komu ha de ama no na esan so etwe watenka de aba oba bi o ha na tenka nyinawu eti be man ne dofo kura so mu a wa so sere ni wo si hey me pa cho no so won ko soja training kura da me pa cho wo fichiri komu hawo oba bi wo fichiri kobire mu a wote yawo yeries na obi atonka eyo twa heba powder e man mo mfa ye numbers na go screen so na frɛ yen ye kyerɛ code a wo de bɛka ho a wo bɛ no twa heba powder no a oba bɛ de ho e de afi wo fichiri ko yade ho na afi so na ma watenka so etimi aba na sɛ ukɔ empamu a woni be ma ni hia wa no twa heba powder ni bi no ampamu mi no nyina feeling no obi age feeling no feeling bam me pacho be bia to Ghana fa na be bia udru a wo sabetimi aka otwa heba powder ni bi emprimu akoma ema wakoma nya dene enya so dene nyame tumi e wa dro mu no wo sisi yade wo koko yade oba wo fichiri komu hawa pacho Johnson tentem wo da wo dro no otwa heba powder me pacho second pattern be bia wono kesbe na fam wo sabetimi aka bi la pass pattern be bia wono Angel FM wo sabetimi aka bi me pacho Shamai Abo City udu Presby Junction na wo sa ebetimi aka bi sanso no Kanshi Drug Lane wo sabetimi aka bi Tobinko Pharmacy Nisi Pharmacy and afei udu temanso anana boache wo sabetimi aka bi Kanso Educate Pharmacy house wo sabetimi aka bi Cape Coast na boache ansa wo sa ebetimi aka bi and afei Kofodi anso Gapson Pharmacy house udu ha wo sa ebetimi aka bi pacho nungwa costo udu Steel Pharmacy wo sa ebetimi aka bi je na ba ne frɛ ebi ane mentimi amo ba bi a wo no ba bi a betimi enya bi no ofrɛ number no a ebe kyerɛ ode ode bɛka ho obenom na ba ma obegina brane me pacho ye number no 0591 56 55 57 0591 56 55 57 and 0550 63 90 37 0550 63 90 37 and your last number is 0551 22 82 81 Ochia Heba Powder eja tuato it is a janisewa obeba
Hi, TVSYZ. You are also live on the Power 97.9 FM. Or try about Pada now to one cano. You may be a Drono. Can be a boy betting your boy upon Anna Womo Ediababe Sumo no inside politics Jumedi Sunny Media N.K Obrempong the grassroots president with thread Jumedi so Ediama Mugabe Master the capacity man. You don't try one bar Nafi Yanim Penny for a day Yanim Babe Din Common Ababeshia Honorable Peter Kwachiaka, a former member of parliament for the people of a year and Memphis Central. You try one bar ye bape ye told Jumedi in Suradia amount try men come be able.
Na ya obey ya oda former son ya funu emunu.
Oh Mr. Entry eya also ya reya titi be ben fiepi na so ne yemu nyono da se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwea ebe ya nwanwa
Nenye se what also tamfo Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture ya no mbom kutia also no bia ma no anum anka no hoto no dadaada also dro de eno ne Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture
ankom ni nchiremu
also ye kura eto ye funu ene ensunu mu etima wo ye funu ekekawa wo je ho a enye also etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi awie somehow eye also there compare Haxa capsules any Haxa mixture nanum bom na ho abeto
Predudu atua ko Okanshi Drug Lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 02038228855 Approve about Tanya Wama on Mofronofo and then Mofra women Fedum Yeno Enka ho Haxa capsules and in a mixture
all satan for FDA aje edwade nkratoi atom.
Stay back and stay safe.
The National Petroleum Authority is cautioning the public to desist from scooping or fetching fuel from overturned fuel tankers at accident scenes. Again, do not get closer to the scene in an attempt to take videos or pictures. Inhaling the petroleum product is detrimental to your health. Worst of all, petroleum products are volatile and highly flammable, and a small spark can trigger a catastrophic explosion, causing deaths and loss of properties. Don't let a moment of desperation lead to a lifetime of regret. If you see an overturned tanker, stay back and stay safe. Call trained professionals such as the Ghana Fire Service or Ghana Police personnel to handle the scene, or reach the National Petroleum Authority's contact center on 0302 550 380. Your life is worth more than a gallon of fuel. The Save a Life campaign is from the National Petroleum Authority, NPA.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach, where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the N7 Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GA West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
When nations rise, it begins with bold conversations. When economies grow, it is driven by partnership. This April, Ghana's business and policy leaders converge at the Pro Business Forum 2026, the nation's premier platform for investment, enterprise, and economic transformation. With special guest of honor, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, joining captains of industry, financial institutions, investors, and entrepreneurs.
The Pro Business Forum is more than just an event. It is a call to action. And so let us work together to build a Ghana that is competitive, productive, and inclusive, and a Ghana that creates opportunities for all.
Come, let's engage in high-level dialogue, explore industry exhibitions, build powerful networks, and unlock real opportunities from finance and insurance to manufacturing, agribusiness, SMEs, and innovation. This is where it all happens. From the 3rd to the 5th of April, 2026, at the Pro Convention Center, ATBA, go to www.probusinessforum.com and register now. To register for exhibitions, call 059 555 5885 or 059 555 5995. Pro Business Forum. Connect, promote, grow.
Brebo eye adwumada. Ebwa eyam aduane. Ebwa eyi insa free ni peduani. Na ebwa woni pedua ma etena ho yi. Nanso when we say niema a yedi na yenom timi ma brebo ye adwumaden sempote.
Mehunda. Me brebo ye adwuma pa. Ebia sese mitumi ye bibi bo me brebo.
Ani and wanting about the left hip from the Moses Clinic, we have asked him to about herbal food supplements. We see to the barber, ama a year juma ye. Ah, any juma. Fatopa yenu, I'm a panny and you may. Now a broma berbo ye juma ye, send a beya, a bit yam a journey a woody, a sissy pedianimo, a new moving singing.
ɛno na me brɛbo hia paa. Wobɛnya Lift Kit wɔ pharmacy, herbal shops, ne supermarkets a ɛbɛn hɔ. Sɛ wopɛ dodoɔ so etu a, frɛ 0244 06 8447. Lift Kit, boa wo brɛbo, boa wo nipadua. Ɛduru yi ɛnyɛ mmaa apemfo, mmaa a ɛma ɔmomaноfoɔ ne mmɔfra a wɔnya mfeɛ dumie. FDA agye dwadie krataa yi atum.
Okay, Mr. Hi TVS YZ. We are also live on Power 97.9 FM. That's it. So we'll try here. Say you bet me a digimedi abum nafi akone we here. Me did N.K Obrempong. Na ye 12 jumedi so the amount penny 4 minutes. Womo ababe kayensa ewo fidie mu ye ne mu babedi dwumadi ye nche bia me bedam penifo ye hwadi e de ache ne mu before that no mamenka o se Victory Garlic Mixture ye draw eboa na aboa asayare bi ti say unusual heartbeat, stiffness of the hand and legs on sabe 83 on 93 but oni na yare wo ya de kakra na wa bre dizziness but asayare wa hodo nyina on certificate Victory Garlic Mixture ni bi ebetimi aboa na improve blood circulation ewo nipadua na bribia no wanya hoden e de abobra no wani age kan national say Anian Enterprise omo ene de Victory Garlic Mixture aba adwama so ko kan shikin so ko abenya bi ho bo modern friend number si bia na opedodo na watu na waton 0201 293 280 0201 293 280 and 0242 545 633 0242 545 633 na fe won setimi aka Victory Garlic Mixture na sa yare wa hodo ambobo so nyina na timi ako aboa na eye no e de free ho extra natural mineral water insuo mu da okroje na fe ni ani no a insuo hia na mani pedua na timi afa hoode no aye mu ma ti bomodin se obeye yi obeye wedding obeye party jumedi bi apese wudie anasa wudie na enye jumedi bi a na emu mu pese onu nsuo a oni abusuo ni nyina mon sentimi nka extra natural mineral water na fe ni ani no ewo mu nyina no entimi mo na abusuo no enya hoode mfemmo wo mobra wani gie mu kai na hyene nso se obenya bi ewo Melcom obenya bi wo Minimart bi a eben wo na emu bi a na wo opended way to now so waton dia frɛ number si na omo beje so no mama obi etu aton 059 627 3546 059 627 3546 and 059 627 3547 059 627 3547 X natural mineral water is simply natural. Power Specialist Seba Hospital Sebra. Yare bi to say hepatitis B, fatty liver, sciatica, prostate, broken bones, ulcer, and a face swollen neck, fibroid. So yare you know almost hepatitis B, if A, B, C, D up to E. The biauba wombesa ama yare na fi so mwanya hoden aba obra no pa ka na hyere nso se wukọ Kumasi a omo branch e wo ho e wo fiase Lake Busuntwe kwa na so opposite Josbro filling station na fe bedu nkran ha de a eye kwabenya poku ase kwa na so eye ACP road no e ho so be hu won Takrade branch no wa Naji estate eye adjacent to the Naji MA primary school for number C na Power Specialist Seba Hospital for nyo so na yare bi aye krankro abetina wo so no wo montin free water mfemma 0244 544422 0244544422 and I feel 0200 383831 0200 383831 or person send your message or WhatsApp 0555 79 7878 055 5797878 na fe Power Specialist Seba Hospital for one set team ya ka omo na bibia aye command ya ma wo wapomudin semmu na wanya hoden e de abobra na ne wo hwehwe bia se won so pese wo huna na pese wote se wo nipadua ne ekoyie fi se wanya eye edupa anom ewo Power Specialist Hospital bibia atimi aye kama penifo mienu amene mu bedi eye dwumedi enyime wo mo atenase Peter Yakwachi aka honorable former member of parliament for the people of Amenfi Central and afi Bernard NPC head of corporate communication de ma bost honorable Akwaba
yeah
now what is saying
you think comedy way
nneɛma gu so hyehyɛ
nkakrakra nneɛma kɔ so yie
ɛde nyankopɔn ase
mekyia watiefoɔ no ahwɛfoɔ amefi centrafoɔ nyinaa
good ɔmo nyinaa agye wo so Bernard ɛne mpiesie Chief biribiara dedeko
watching a holding na yes I be share have you but had me ba and this fullness one remember your bossness yeah na that to do me
my no
NDC
communication okay
one na so mama hande your boss nti if you are gonna be bia ba na ye ni je ma NDC fu na mamanya
okay
so the answer
okay Chief
the same
yes Mugabe Mase, the capacity man, commander of the Angels, and XYZ broadcasting now say Yemao Yako or Abrewa Fra Fran into my one in Tintinimo. Na Nyankopon ya doma next week in a year neighbor next 2 weeks.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Saturday's coming soon.
That's 21st March 2026 year and here in Tompem na tutu akapem very well na fe eye ni nhye ye nyina no edidi so kama the Sunday kopem eye Monday nyina na bibia ye kama ntino XYZ broadcasting nyina no se me nyina wo manemu na mempa yakokese emfe emaw na Nyankopon ya adom na eye ni so du so a ye be bo modern na ya ba beta wachi
mama for cry that must be brave
so ma yako yes nti efe na mati nti edruha
very well ti ye be ko ye nkomo no so dem anyime ma minchia Reverend Benjamin Ejare dodo na afre no sofo amoakon Reverend Benjamin Ejare osofo amoakon be bibia wo enne anyime ya wo hwe dwumadie N.K Obrempong si Nyankopon enhyira amempene otimi frem no wabompa ya mamia Obrempong wo dwuma wo ye so many jim te wasame bompaye na me de man Reverend Nyankopon enhyira na onka ho na onye okese bi so mechia Shelly na osei ampem Eastern Regional Women Organizer Edema NDC Amanyokun enne me call the joint friend Grace MJ Catering Services no ewo Kaneshi MT your friends Metro Mass yard num na fufuo bi a ewia wo odema me di ye no nana oseyampem Shelly Nyankopon hyira ewia we onu wa mama saa ahode na energy no na afem dia ba betra na mabo eja me nyina ona bo yan say me sheme nkomo no ase e di afri ho na afi yatoa gimedie no so ene yeni kan hwe closac for omo striker omo declare say sabedie womo de enyuma omo ye nyina no womo de to ho a enya de a womo be ye bio because of their condition of service any salary structure bia womo ni abanye di ho nkomo a wo aban entimi meeting asase mi minim se what be then na wo kan dia fasase bi
you be da say na nya strike die wo your constitution
okay
say ye ho kwan say ye ko strike wo hwe na say ade bi nya umfa the law into your hands na on say niema na on kontokwa ma ho kwan say tisi abontin wabra waje permit no na so odi onyuma begu ho na ama amanfo ehu de yekoso na embra so ho ansa na be strike no
yes
ede utumi na oni negotiators netina say minister in charge na oni be kwakohia na ma jojo no wa mo union ni ade a omni the recognized organization be hia na omodi omon sem na to abanyanim obaye sa eduru bi na sa ban entie mu a na mo co strike no enti ye etie ni say sa de o maka ho de assembly dada wabra aban dada no e wo so no co strike bi no ankosiaga ense promission say omo ebetuom sika ne ade ndi amawo aban bai onya ginan enti ense NDC aban ego enti obia this is the time obia feel said of flexing the muscles.
Are you saying that because sir condition of service ne salary structure ye omo kan ho asem 2019 according to records no mo share the former president and MPP abai na wo mo hye sa condition of service and according to information e wo ho say wo mo ka say by 2025 1st January wo mo be implement those condition of service and salary structure but entimi amma so asabe 1 year into a year this government administration or this new administration wo mo say wo mo strike
metiasia sadia na se omo call negotiation no na se ye ka se 1st of January
yes
ye discard be ma won ana se ye be tie won asem dia na ohwem dia na se o masem wom isan se wom sa abanda dan na ne wo hode
the 1st January se na nana dan kwako 2025 president
so no anya na fufura ba still
okay
oh yeah responsible
okay
and the mama yankani
but my question is 2019 up to 2025 is about 6 years into condition of service you di hun komo ya ja to ye be ye mo my 6 years ni that's 2025 1st January so na dan kwaku fa na ye omampani e wo man Ghana mo a until on the 7th we see for more to me share President John Dramani Mahama
yes and I will say omu kona omu hurriedly omu ye nyama bi ni ampe omu e bi pay single spine structure and salary structure no na akufo e be free aban no so e ho antemtem so na omu de sa salary increment ni bae nti ha NDC ba power no aban na san yawie nti no na oye ho hwe enye
nti me twen
sai nti ma me kai say you complaining yes nti we na one sign on the first na you can be 6 days manako
yes
nti ebia strategically no so the share first say me hwe say me wini ana me wini
from 2019
say okama omo ti ase
okay
okama close at quality ase nti na omo expect say on the first no na ye be sign omo ayiri di amawo na within that time na abanya lusu elections with new government number that's why on the first na omo de so no na ye new government and me expect say the new government no there you taking up and at that very time you buy who say sadi wo no and you start you negotiate say the abandon the na either we will continue now say you perceive
but the labor minister honorable Rashid Pepo Pache say close up for no crowd said that embe ni mu bebre emedi sa semi condition of service any salary structure
yeah and the say wa can say na yagiatum aban government agiatum say on the first
sure
and now it's the responsibility of the government to make sure say the yagiatum no obey it enye close up for na don be share obi o wo government who say
Bibi say
da pa yentu san from e bia na mentumi ntua te say the yentu ntua for 1 year no
okay
so dia men from was some reservations kakra men from no men catch us ade na we sign no
ano
de mami wo hu ensem kakra either say maybe to say ana maybe to say ohma nanka ye de year atwo yi ase tena for 1 year na see aside the end what said the whole Canada. Now it is the responsibility of the government to make sure that they are sign over implement and now implementing so about to start from na machine it even feels a year too late. 1 year is a long time and the minister should extend a hand to them. Now only want to say na yenka baby a wo hwa enti emma wontumi entua ana wontumi ye aban dadane ade nchihye ne entumu no omo mate se enti aida so de be kan ho ana so ebi wa ya adwe so de person de bi kan ho ti skani ho edu ana se wo hwa de wo de ma ho no ano hye nti mani wo ka metua sei na da se ayi na se anka ho hwe na afi 1 year na fie kasa ban dadano na oye na se enunti na ye ja to ho na na yakoya de bi o nti mesre because I'm not for cost striker hurt the economy
okay
and I've been a DC before and when you can I hated strike me a strike me say soldier ya go see ni ade I see no you can't go on strike oh ya hona when you do worship no aside you do porter you do one play my ko krom wwe I meet ni unya cost strike at sea I say otombra
Wow.
A port where they hand you over to the police.
Okay.
So we won't call you. No, we have nothing like that. And I
brought them say a bino and nobody know to me.
I don't like strike.
But the minister is calling for that meeting, that engagement. But I don't know, say be a close for, or they are not making themselves available.
Oh, I buy opportunity from say me of fair leadership. So I think they cannot say. Oh no, yeah. Because me you know. Me paying out cost like I mean the way I know no I will not tolerate that. Nelson can so say and kasase me be kind atoto ansa na adrusa because we cost strike na betwea wa anya I have the experience Black Star Line into many Haiti strike and my war na me cadet or national shipping line and na your cost strike Harisoya na no minister of transport yes Niman time. And we had beautiful ships, and I say, Yakoba, Chiba. It was a joy. No, you're doing say you're too important. You're cost strike. You're cost strike. Only I see a Yakoba, I say, no, uncle. We thought they were indispensable. And I had a soya. Oh, you are beardy. Opamo, beer, 24 ships, over Bochicula, your mother ship is your flower before.
Wow.
Yes, oh, you are beardy. I was a cadet then. Safia so far be fabulous rough. And see, I now go for Filipinos. I don't know by Jumano. And they were taking about twice the salary and I require. But they did that if Filipinos they buy. Like I say a union, worldwide union, your friends and Seaman Union. And that your world, but be a Ghana ship Bacobia, no more as more. Yes, the whole world, your ships also so new. It's to move. So a back, not so most Filipinos now on board that. Then they will arrest the ship.
Oh, okay.
Say, you they have to talk to us. Oh, yeah. Now, later they recalled us. No more recall, Now ships so far, I care that.
Wow.
Because Ukusi Port, UK near Burkina, one day for the ship, the amount of money you pay, ships will be laid off for about 6 months. 6 months. Until the government couldn't pay. They sold the ships off as scrap.
Wow.
And Francois say, and about Black Star Line, a collapse. That is the history. And if you and when we went outside, we saw say the Ghana conditions were good because we school a company Black Star and Joko School UK free. Who also your school fees, your dempo will leave.
Okay.
At a Tiani.
Okay.
Now you're back. Now you are now comparing our salaries with the British seafarer. Say British second engineer will get this salary. Maybe the to say. Forgetting say we are taking care of. Your Nautical College. Those days free. Your more allowance every month. Every month your more uniform. Everything. You did this 6 times. 6 times were Nautical College those days. We didn't compute all those things. And we call strike. And at the end a collapse. And to me, a man shared Maseno. I came to hate strike.
Okay.
To me, by this is a strike, but now the Hujima. A quite me hollow, or be unco strike. Over Beduma. One Beduma. Yes, who that is it. I think the minister should call them.
Very well.
Now, and Georgia. So I would deal with my own shit. Say the Omodia Sunima Onka is a minister. Yes, you have the right. Now, what do you say? Nice from Romanyama Akuyi.
Very well, Medasi. Man, I didn't say, or so Bahadia, or ye national communication team member for the NDC. Chief, a year strike here, close like for Akuyi. Minister, what's it? 1 BBR. Say na won't know.
Your man for Queens now. Minchia honorable. Minchia wants to know 1 pound. Minchia her for what her close up. Oh, and Nadia would dare go from someone called you maybe. A idea and your fina, baby baby seen it. But near the diesel, I can say pleasant.
Okay.
because abang ahai workers when you man farm more man. You can close aka. You my for war ministries, agencies and department and agencies.
Sure.
Of local government, assembly, district assembly, municipal assembly, yes. And the metropolitan assemblies. Sure. One workers. Until we workforce now and na form. What can bang a juma for? Near one sabbath in yes, so can as uncle, sir, okay. One represent government workers and can public sector workers.
Okay.
Titiru pie, yes, kuno. It is work as a one juma or striker. A ben be anywhere, sa bringing on any bejo. Sans a bema banging yuma, ye, intimate common. Yes. Inti strike the means a ben be as a dape. A chinchang a bang yuma yasi. Na then a coffee nearby ye buy.
Yes.
Near coffee buy me say 2019 and our kind of a bang the down address.
Yes.
No, yen she say. For ngaketua ngaketua nsemo abang ntimi amfa bosho hye won na nya adwuma ana adahwa so hwe mfedodo abema ekobe mfie enum ni
yes
obi eni ho no ma sebi won ne yen hyehyɛ ana o mana no ano ho babi na mfie enum achi onya mana obekaso aka so betena ho atwen
okay
ai dize ne awon abofo bi akofum na osu adosua na wa hye so yedu ha ye besu na wa hom kakra yedu ho watwam asem bia no asabe no ka nani obeti obi enti the mistrust eba ekoba no sa the mistrust eba this enu my fo no ni abesen kom sebe mefo na bu beze nwan akwa didi maya won san nya obi wunya mami wie wunya san kwa djuma na mkwa den bi ono so ahoden owa ni ne bargaining chip ene so bega se meko strike ni nya djuma ni bi wunya yede na mungwa nya sa mamia me so say na me enye blackmailing no you bo ho na bit maintenance or blackmailing wa hwe hu so ade hu nti na bu apa so ye say mamia nsa me nya ma be ide eye ni di we na sede o so djuma ni bi aba bokura kan djuma ni bi na ketua ese no enne no baby aya bedu ade a yentime nka se won kwosua ntina strike nim because minister in charge of that ministry labor employment and labor all right yeah, and I job yeah
so Rashid Pelpo
yes wa frewon wa stretchy and to say one rana one ninkomo nti one yai action no strike action no I think say as I say wutie ani yekura no aban foforo na abana ono odi sankomu yi se ukọ no so anya mawa na if we make us so send a menu ye ni no so sa na ni nyu ni because of say o kan na no wanye nti na sa na me nyina nti na de bia ye ka say aban de down no bebo bra bone de jawo mangi obebo bra bone pa de jawo mangi no no aboka yeah single spine salary structure yes. Na eno ne hihye ubia ne naketua efata no based on ne qualification so what you say inti ede baby ebeko from baby ntin ade nyina no ede ba form kakra but you will be our friend of post implementation challenges to about mami I think 2012 election yeah and I'm president mama kraka say oh makwan mo bia blackmailing me bi mo an for me and to single spine so I mean kwa adwuma and na me say then to aba that kind of stuff and you know echi no I feel konanim brano no as a sense sakra ABC
yes
but ya kan ban in market to ya wo body a won na ehwe so I just say can abo e PYC fu na ehwe so aban nyumayefo ene aban won aketu asem no Fair Wages and Salaries Commission and ehwe sa nhihye no so nti me je be say anamontu fu betimi akoso a based on their one fair wages for shishay. Any a banner who do you say obetimi afford. I think so as I said yet nothing. What cheap was in here? Akatua. Near why employ one near what high say mama no. Same as I say utia or kafa. Was who demands our way. You and I could be a better cotinasi. Nasa a labor minister Nakano. No one I should say. I had the bit me sham ABI, you bet me to in our mamma crana. You bet you say because I fear no met you, I reason.
Yeah.
We get to Monagas with you and fear no. As a tree of his abrinum. It's a min and fin fear being and I mean to and fin fear be son. And I mean yanning in that mountain, my mouse say, and now for fear no meaning in our meaning I hear say a cotinasi. As what to know Osipon, no what trans in work. Absolutely. Among so, Mara a time mate is there. So be the name she say, now she say, no, a new council never striker. Your labor commission.
Yes. It's a National Labour Commission for when I invite the heads of this closer.
Absolutely. So I think that's unnecessary. Yes. Namus in Tia. Maybe a bang no offer be. Namun soon and now or mamma offer be a one bang now with my first job with me. A signal. Na we're getting me a chia canoe be at me a connection. I think that as I say, yes,
but National Labour Commission once a man work and we say close up for far the normal procedure. So
yeah,
and what they call a strike.
Also, what they before show. Don't I say? I said, we send paying kind. Also, we try to Maria. Now we in India.
Yes.
Honorable cite examples be. Baby, how why examine so what I say, West Yobo, Aqua strike, with bra, Nipana, wa high services, no one in Antona or none who see it, and no friend ambush. One ambush, no. So, Sabin Jonas and Hochi didn't what you mean, so but Ganambra, yes, yeah, democracy. Oh, there. Do a memoon name, Ramemuno, and the Semia, maybe a besom cono. What they to her any
yes.
You say, a bit in a solve a problem, am I say, as all to Nasi. Na wo go abem wo se wo yi nsem bebrea wo bum nti won won abem na won abanko transin kasa ye jetom so dwuma ni bia na katu ase no nanso prekope wo se mfutuo ekum kremo wa benti se den wo be kan bia nse tu na wo beto abo no e bia intimate penetrate wo woni na won so a what wo be kan so won your beto so what I say enti won to mbo ase because na hia wo se wo sruja wo de ma ukun woni mje so wo de ma na mo nechi asem ko ukun woni na oje ni te fe ntumi sro nche mi bio ba o stop bus na sro na oje ya na sro no to aso pepe enti won ase define but aban foforo aba even though ba when year we did say bia won pusu num kakra nti me dia waye na waye no but emra wo mayim send your banker so na waye nti me fa so yim adi na mi ma wa adi mu na bu nyina mo fa application na me fa ko cha na say nke be yesa o but aban be ti amra bi what you say aban yesa we ti amra bi nti san so na won so nsese wo fa mra ne che won sem eye bibia na na ban so ho a kire no so what you say say na emfa cordial relationship as a between employer and employee relation member
very well we've made us a parent so I'm sure you told me in so the amount ha mamenka said made Moses at the left kid abedwama so left kid adwuma ye ne sa abibia eboa na Oliver ahwodin bia ese ne fata se nya na eboa wa onipadua no agina so de bia obi wo ha odidi late odidi wi anu wada obekwa kodu fie 10 no wadi banku odi banku na by 10:30 ne wada eso wasenka wodidi wi a wotena se na aduane no etimi to no bo ase digest nti se wodidi na woda sabre no anu a ema Oliver no eye adwuma e de broso abribia obun se Oliver no eye adwuma na stress ne ho se betimi anyam nnuane egu yem no eno nti ana med Moses did left kid aba se ememmeboa na wo mo etai didi a wo mo entwen na wo madantem na Oliver bre ansa na wo matimi atimi ayam nnuane kai national so se left kid 100% herbal supplement aba almost the design and on my yen camera in a way and no live an on and eba one and a hoarding etimi ejina so eti bibi boni beer wo ni peduenum intimi enyama na se we se onsa timi eka left kid now nom no won mre so se ne won be kire o sa pepepa me pa choka na hye ne so se oliver no benya hoden na timi ayam nuane bi e wo ye bi e wo se free ni peduanum na ni peduan nya hoden no na bibia ye kama de ama ka na hye ne so se pharmacy shops ni herbal shops bi a be hu no onsa betimi aka left kid no bi o ne mo open do to a from medimosis for e o number we so meje so na fe watimi akwakoto left kid ni bi na bo oliver ho ban number between from us is 0244 068 447 0244 068 447 now say timiaka live kida medimosis for edia banabi na abribia no wudidi wie no makwakoda ntem wode wunim ne ekosokra no abambo etimi aba na bibiara aye kama edia mam no bu yanko sesie bana abanyedi ato land transit goose be to say cooking oil, any rice, sugar, frozen product, textiles, flour, canned tomatoes, pasta, spaghetti, and a few pharmaceutical products. Enam quite beer, say goose be a raw mine Ghana mua. It make us so goose we konije, goose we kobokine, komali, ekotogo. Na sanwa, woman to tax and pay my bino. Na fi oma adivert no ma bebe yiniema na egu Ghana ha so we sell a year over 4,400 gallons of cooking oil, tomato paste and a spaghetti omo eche ya sa gallons ni spaghetti ni tomato paste no kwano na tax o man Ghana benya 85 million Ghana cedis. It is kind of 850 billion na say sika we nyina no hwere wo man no eno anoma ama omde sa new directive yaba say sa niema nyina no enya de be fa land transit bi onemu e wo say fa true port say de be ya niema mbeda ho na sika bi esefata say aban nsa betimi aka no de abo man ho bra no etimi akoye sa new directives yi betimi abo a na sa corruption ne smuggling ne diversion yi eto etimi atwa na
yo minia em say sanse bi ati bia abre ache
yeah
bia bo say custom officers no na omaye bukata na omde aye eniema hu custom officers oni obi eche na ohwe de we a musi spring up ya na nwa say Professor Mills emrebi okọ port
yeah
okosu ho ema aye em say current use akọ to force na koye enti say land no on the eniema bia for land ma your issue revenue of 85 million Ghana cedis.
Yes.
I am in Nakakra say land no so port or and so customs borders
customs
and so for port and so custom officers no afema omo ejaima ekwa omo ediska no haboya ekon I'm a bit confused say because say yadiniema efri baby ba na say a transit here yangi duty me too say mbran say e bia habode say the niman fa hwa ye be duty and sana niman na transit I don't know but when I was on the ship near the no it would be other countries dear ba oba then the cars no will come alongside and goods no ya load your goods direct no the call
okay
and now say big warehouse no I found the call and also another year me too say port na corrupt land na corrupt near the fa port port is na atamels ekosu ho ma na si aso yewura ato forcing enso so alcohol no ho no koye na so habo no koye
am land de no a fire for 4,500 gallons ni tomato
fire ho na Professor Mills de na ye main habo no
yeah
ho kura so na niema akasi si pa habo ho no ni jai
niema koso ho
habo ho now tia na Professor Mills ko su ho He said all. Say bibi because say I feel say young first system be infamra in place. Whether the land or the sea, no, I bet you are preventing these things, no. 85 million, I mean, see achieve be at moon. 85 million Ghana cedis, yeah. Follow up say it'll be a dome.
Okay.
Yes. But you don't see what comes out of that. It is
but woman so na what duty
that duty
asade ni
you better track a cars we call charm buy wo a various areas say custom for no points so almost check it.
Okay.
All those say better who were there na dia ya from na you say you go for habo krompo na habo
now there are new measures be omode
na measures we say na transit na bar obaji duty ho ansa na agent ko do ni kroma or funded duty no sa na ye pachire say sa so e betuma yin land no so land so e betuma gi duty maybe e make sure sa na call the other port na call the other country na no ya refund omo duty ndi amount enti me mo de how is going to stop that system nankasa na ay corrupt.
Okay.
It yan hwade be ya e whether the land or the sea no port no ay okay because baby abefa bia no omoye na me say we no say na ay wrong to do that. Port no say we say a famwa 85 million Ghana cedis betu anyama bebre di ba na nka for them. For them, yeah, example. Mra, abrochi for him your body. I heard you are making a commentary say, na diano, yena yamwa, madian ye. Now what about one di nabu? Hey. Systems I am not supporting that. Na you no be na you gina say, young ye corruption. You will regret it. There should be some systems here, but yeah. Wono crown and no the so we ade so na say ya na ya say obia etekiri so we ade no na say otumi ego free dia. Why should you appeal to the individual say on your good your leadership no and you don't fa a queen bi so a obaye be stop all this believe me. Everybody is you corrupt. I always say this okwabrechira omina ya corrupt omo bad no enyema o system mu so we bet you so mu a na president you Trump or dey kura wan ko gina court ni ade in this part of our embassy that is what we have to think about.
Okay.
The previous government ko ye one man did bonu and we know and still they are enjoying their booty. They are enjoying their booty. I'm who na say who bia just say o kurampoma enso
na ni gino ho
enso address the idea okoda na na fa dia why no also ba also on fa dia. That is the crux of the matter.
Okay.
Them see a change from the land they are casino. I don't know the idea but with my experience at sea
enya dey be fa
Omunga say for abanya kotrase cabinet atrase
take a decision
ebia omu ni bibia mimi.
Okay.
I mean practical experience I make I was a seafarer. Zadi be say what corruption no e work say
Mirase chief sabani ya ba this product abani say already on be man mfa from biem na bia na enkofa no so na me report say there be corruption diversion any smuggling no to be twa ya dey betimi amboa na sa ne me yaba fom
o mi say e betimi amboa papa.
Okay.
Senti ni say o ma bia ko si na ahia say e Africa ha
yes
ubenya bad nuts ubenya nipa bia wo ye nipa bonfo.
Okay.
Bama o shedem ma o planning na e papa no so a device another strategy a obetimi dey a create hole bi no afa mapue.
Okay.
Ewo yen setup mu enya dia yebetimi aka se precopenal president ma benti yen tu se su ni fi mu precope wa reforma Ghana ha yen yare ba ko pa ye hypocrisy yen yare ba ko bi pa ye dishonesty inti yen timi che da mi no kware papa ma yen ho even appointment and nani person mama buy your me na baby o kon dey say ho nye kura o e dey say mesi won so what you say
we do nya here
you was some mentality or some mindset no inti abru bia no say aban bia obeba no wo ye no bonu frame no proactive what you say
okay
when train ma se ni si ansa wa react there be say wo so boni uboni da ho many da ho ni bi ni nia aban measures a wode reba no wo say Ghana ha no ye wo kwa ho bi sa ne ma fi ama no ne eba ne wo ne na mposo ye wo ne na mvim ye bi mi hyen de ba wo ko avko obeka ko tibu ho
sure
ne wo ne wo de fa asase so ba na wo say Ghana ha no ye boda Togo ye boda Côte d'Ivoire ye boda Burkina Faso
yes
so what you say
yes
emma Ghana ye ntwa war mfa ho ye so no za
okay
ye ni word say na ko man bi say great wall e fine go say ye ni bi sa
Jericho war
aha wo ko Côte d'Ivoire side da obi koko fu fanda Ghana na fanda Côte d'Ivoire Togo wo ko flower she sheda nchemu sa oh it is wo hwe yen land borders na e two porous
okay
nti o ye de nema ko Burkina Faso what the tracker bo ho a odu baby an o ya bo taxi bi ho so enam still the tracker no be this I don't know na where you nema na Ghana there are so many things are ekoso na me ka what you say there what the tracker about articulated tracker no say ejina bo say ejina
ti wo hwe tracking e kwampa
no adokodo ko na me nya odo bo ho na nkasa de akaba bi o fi asi mu ne emegu abonten nti eyan kakra ye ntimi solve ni nyina prekope but all the near fa port setema porta ni yi wo ho no you can say obi betumi wie bi kura na eye minimal
okay
chensem ya whatever fa land border
chief that time the former late president Professor John Ivan Fifi at times okosu Porto
no so no enye nya ye KB no so ni say custom officers ni just kind of zinka wo je no gu won kotokun chense na ba ban ho
that's the same thing
absolutely me can meeting now can I say
okay fine
so what you say
okay
but you dey what's what the Côte d'Ivoire what the bikura ko Mali nti what the egu o friend transit goods you only duty wo Ghana so what I mean can me match adi any yare pa kan bitimi asa wo ho
okay
and if for nothing to President Rawlings nya adwin bi say yenye inland port e wo Boankra it near many na the jana that's good ship no e dey ofi Burkina na baba be you near ma wo Boankra ampa egusu ye Boankra na ye de near man befa kwan benzo na ko Boankra ho and can you become pa your railway line because what the befa rails na ka wuti ase container mi sa ntino o matter man na ye duty say transit goods what they call landlocked country say be a Côte d'Ivoire sorry Burkina and Mali o baba be use na now Kumasi Boankra enti anka ebe minimize sa niema me de ko ha no ko yegu baabi no baba yin person say ye wona man kitenkiti bo ho no mu a obetimi anya bi ato Togo so na mo bo so no
okay
obetimi anya bi ato Benin obetimi anya bi ato Nigeria sa mi amofo ni ndomi
you
ni ndomi ni brand name Indomitable
okay
so what you say noodles they are you meaning what you say and whatever you may call it no or the free Nigeria no this in Togo am fa flower no hu na duty but what you know
me too pa
obenya baby afa enya nakra enti Emma Banu lose revenue.
Okay.
Because Abana ko budget no actually projection.
Yeah.
Say me nya be say nyame ma do na me nya me bi be say na no dia na ni ato say o di be say no doka ko big pushes kan na dia ko ka kwan no. E kwa ko di obi kotokum. Enti say ya ban I want to say enya ye nkonkon asa. Unso say device measures dia obetimi bi asiwa no so that leakage no obetimi ablock bi so na me what you say na abansa kan we dey say e beboa
Okay.
Nti up saa de no kan bi a wotimi fa nkofa baby fufu bia. Yes, a fafa port, tema port. And yet for nothing I can near free be single window. What is an yes. You know multiple companies are we be that's one channel per number. So being a baba be crana or the cock of union or that same source. I think that measures be a ye carrying a man say or to me ya a bebua. Ye when you know near another means. President Mahama Bresso. Oh yes, I know railway line from Tema to Akosomo. So when could you ask any beto? Yes. And then yet Tema to Akosomo bio. I yet Tema to Mpakadan. And so you were Akosomo port marine to order. Yeah. Akosomo, you were port or what's that? I'm not winning. No port to Akosomo, yeah. Or from marine. The ones that are actually Akosomo port, Tessie or Akosomo. How nowadays ferry no boss your badges are there for fuel. Okay. Echo bupe. How many load? Okay. So just in the F pipeline fitema. Echo do Akosomo. Near the Alpha badges. Na badges not for a year friend then voter river neso. Kopum se baka kudu bupe. Na could discharge yen tankers more. It think we say abang young President Mahama Bresso even started President Musa Bresso. Here friend multimodal multimodal project. It's a part of it. But now you're saying up the aquacupu on Pakadan into a several purpose thing. I don't know can say what you're saying. And think at least never the bria ever call nofa ever fire young condition ever ferry. What you say? Okay. Ebefa ferry wakosomo. Ebe kwa ko dubu pe. Ne bia wo de atuaso afa route anaze akọ be a person eko. Na ama pressure wo yen kwan no so no aba form. Me de be shame because of that. Aban o wa die so. Me ye de bia me can say koko hu ase bi edanya me ase ba president Mahama Bresso. Cause on no nim kwan of so solve problems. So what you say? Ebe yi share no man through wa aban dia to from Yankopon ya dum if you are implement here a whole turning point for Ghana's economy. Inti President Mahama de be America or your problem solver. Okay. Inti on tra ho na ne nyesa akwa on tra ma sa sika bibi ba ko je fi India e me waste we like this ho say na yekofa ba say your papa say your papa kon e fa so obi enim ne be si fa so bi ama so ye nti ebi ne me ayi so I can I think a good move. I encourage it. That's honorable. But honorable Jerry my interdicted the 5 custom officers are transit cargo yes yes my interdicted
I still feel say I mean a bit to solve a problem.
Yes, true.
Because as you were asking us a port no so are they going to take the duty
yes
no port me say transit
duty
and so be from sa akọ and you say or the ba Burkina port no so o duty no load dey call no bypass no ti said there and land needs to the same
monitoring exclusive friend then transit goods in okay. So what I say? What is our products in the Ghana ha? Won't you mean found a prohibited so the fact they apart from
portal
from a port.
Okay.
So they can easily track it, they can easily monitor it.
Very well.
That is the way forward. It is port for this almost all you know. We have port for some find a way. Always find a way. So this camera, no watch one.
Former member of Parliament for the people of Amenfi Central and Bernard NPSA a national communication team member edema NDC amanyoko no penifo enu anombeka ye ho inside politics jumedi so ne na fe nsema hodo aba no wo mu de nkyeremu esene fata aba besomo honorable chief madam asisi o so ana be ma kwan na enede nso yare inside politics dwumadi nyina aba na wiye okwa Mr. Rav Jampo, Mr. Peter Cranton ana fe Imano Neti na bomode ehye TV ni so ama na ye kama Lizzy na ye makeup afe Elvis Kofi Asante ana Prince Ofosu wamo ene gina camera si na chi na afi wo mu twa dwumadi we edso me anga sa me die edwa na me di dwumadi etena ase bedi ho chia me de ma me di N.K Obrempong the grassroots president ukwap man kania nyankopon hira me mpene da se wo jebre na afi wo hwe dwumadi bi news team no are you ready but em say honorable wasem 1 second because
Obi afrom jide se venchiano.
Okay.
KB forcing.
Okay.
KB forcing.
Okay.
Also venchiao.
Nice one. Nice one. Okay.
Studio ha na obi ase chia.
Yeah, okay, Busia. Yeah, asinyankopon ya adom a wo tena ye besa hia makrama.